To Wayne, welcome to our show. This is doing well because having a wonderful day on his 13 May 2025. Today we're checking out the event. We were in a rush before. Let's do a proper event. We already bought. Ooh, nice. Okay. Them bits. Okay, it's good. Okay, good. That is good. Okay. So now we have to check out the event. Sorry, we're just reading a little bit. So the event is Invader, which is a event that we had the update with the Elite in. This is a huge event. We have the tower, we have Elite Tower, Invasion Elite again. Got the pizza, which is tower damage by 2%, and even absolute by 5%. Great. Got the UFO, not by 2%. This is insane. One of the first, not back. So this is the free one. Increase enemy health kit. Now for the paid version, critical factor 2%, and over damage by 5%. So actually not bad. We got a lot of the same mission as before, so what I'm gonna do is I need to buy thin cards. That way we always keep 10 cards for if we have mission of buying cards. That's 4. I'm actually not sure. How much was that? Give it a poop poop, it's okay. Whoops, my CD just skipped. I don't know why I have some M&M in my mind. It's a great thing, right? I got 50. Okay. So 60 and 70. That is pretty much it. We're excited about the event. We're excited about having this. We just bought the... We might be buying... I'd probably be waiting for 5 more. I'll buy the Mesh Warrior and I'll buy the background. That's pretty much it. Mesh Head, Boss Range. Ooh, Alpha Gem, 80%. Nice. Those are really good. Those are really good. Good. Ooh. A lot of... Yeah, I just haven't been feeling like playing the tower, but... I mean, it's a good thing to be back. You can see my welcome to the It's doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. We just woke up. We have to get down because my mom friend is gonna be there. Balance performance actually saver. It's good balance. We just have a new we just had a new update, so yeah, the phone's gonna be acting weird a little bit. It's okay. Now I kind of have to hurry and go down, but again, it's not a big deal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. The phone is low. See, completely lagging. Okay, it's okay. That's okay. As long as you're recording, I don't mind. Good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause you make me feel like my day here. Hey, you fucking crashing down, dude, all the time. Fuck you. Cause you make me feel like the rest of my feet. Okay. I'm not offline. I'm not offline. I'm not offline. I'm not offline. Bon.
Ouais, bonsoir à toi, bonsoir à ceux qui sont dans le chat. Bonsoir. Oui, Amine, comment je peux t'aider là? C'est quoi, t'avais-tu un problème aujourd'hui? Pour le fun, c'est pour diffuser le live. Pendant rien du tout. Y avait-tu quelque chose que t'aimais pas?
Can't. It's too warm, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah. make me feel. There you go. Thank you. Don't blink, yes you blink. Welcome to the show, because we're having a wonderful day. Still early evening, we'll be filming some videos, so let's start right away. I want to make some content, so I'm in a good mood. And if you just enjoy it, we did an hour live on TikTok, which was actually great. It felt great to do. And now that that's done, we'll continue. Okay, good. Don't blink, yes you blink. Welcome to the show. Because having a wonderful day to say behind the scene. So we're gonna make some content. We just finished our TikTok live. It lasted an hour, which was really nice. We have music. We have this. I ate so much because my mom, she brought me something today, and she added 2 egg sandwiches, which had 2 salads. It was supposed to be 1 meal. The reality is, it's possibly good. Well, for a person that's normal, 1 meal. I do 1 meal a day. So I would have been okay with 1.5, but we had to eat 2. So I'm full. I'm really full. So this is why we're gonna take a little break, or why we're gonna be a little bit less content, but I still want to film, right? Anyway, sounds good. Love guys. Don't blink, kiss you blink. Welcome to the show. Kevin with this 15th, May 25. We have 3 towers. We're listening to TikTok. I want to make a video on TikTok. Dude, I'm full. I ate so much. My mom, she brought me a egg sandwich. It wasn't enough at first. The second box was just 2 boxes, and then I was like, holy shit. 1.5 would have been perfect. Now, I'm gonna go back on it, and it's funny because this is exactly what's going on with the when you don't post enough content. So we film video every single day, right? And it's kind of crazy because if I post them every single day, then I say, oh, I remember doing this. But in this one, I'm gonna have to contradict something. I'm gonna have to contradict what I just said about making on TikTok live. So the original video, we shouldn't post over because content is content. And only fool don't change their mind, right? Right now we're watching drama, so that's also good. So what ended up happening was, I made a video having to justify myself for not going live every single day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live 2 in a row, and guys, it's so hard to function because I'm so full, it's crazy. Let's just if I open this, yeah, let's not do this. Okay, I was gonna open the window, but it's better not because the phone's gonna fall. So I was afraid that me going live, see, this is the relationship. Again, I'm not trying to victimize myself. I'm not trying to say, hey, this is your fault, because it's not your fault. I think it's a pretty normal feeling. It's a pretty, normal feeling is actually a really good way to talk about this. So then what happened is, so you're seeing so many effort putting in into digesting. I should take a break, but I got 27% live battery. I got 28:37, and I got. So we'll do an hour, and that's not a big deal. So when I'm live every single day, you guys, and I, as a person myself, as a viewer myself, you're seeing this person that you really like, or you're seeing the content that you really like, and the person that does some content that is really good, because you're seeing them every single day, and it becomes part of your routine, right? I had Anna, and I fucking love Anna. You guys know I like Anna. And Anna, she called me 5 times in the same night. She was calling me, she was insistent, and I did. What's going on? And in my mind, I was just like, yo, you missed a day. I missed a day because I wasn't doing well. Or even with Janice that was also there every single day. It was like, oh, you missed a day. And I didn't understand what those two, because this is the only example I have for the last 4 years. some people will tell me, hey, when are you live? But they won't tell me every single day, right? So with Janice, and he was freaking out because I was like, why aren't you live? I didn't really understand, but I understand now because you want to have this routine. It's person's part of the routine. And ultimately speaking, it's like actually so fucking nice because you used to have your shows, like for example, Pokemon, Digimon, your reality show, Jersey Shore, MTV Crib. He said that was born in the 90s, right? And you have those. And it's really tough. It's really tough because it's part of your routine. And when the show is leaving, it feels weird because like, okay, well, oh, it's not playing anymore. We have to wait, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, right? So I felt the need to justify myself for not being live every single day, and I felt the need to say, okay, I'm live for 2 days. Please don't expect me to be live. Somebody asked me a question yesterday, and it's a very normal question to ask: are you gonna be live tomorrow? And it didn't mean like, oh my god, I need you to be live tomorrow. It was just a simple question, but it was still like, dude, this is my first time live in over 3 weeks, you know. So yeah, we made this video because I was afraid that people were gonna expect me, and ultimately speaking, the biggest fear isn't that people expect me to fuck. See, the phone is too hot. The phone is too hot, which means I'm not able to film. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's bad. What I was saying, yes, I was saying this. So, long story short, see, this is digesting. This is ADHD digestion. The biggest fear that I have wasn't that people were like, yo, are you live today? The biggest fear that I have was like, why isn't he live today, right? And I don't want people to be, even though it's a normal feeling, I don't want people to think, oh, if Ink is not there today, I need Ink because ultimately became a normal guy. I get the feeling. I get why you have this feeling that I'm a normal guy. Yeah, again. Okay, so we're watching this twice. I guess. I don't know. Why is it so warm? I fucking hate this. I used to be able. Now I cannot do it anymore. The dual string sucks. See, I'm not focused. I shouldn't even make some content, but fuck. Now we have this challenging thoughts, and the fact that this thought right now is how peaceful and how beneficial it was to go live twice in 2 days. Guess what? Okay. Because we restart a computer. Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand. So I have to do this. We'll have to do the just watch. Actually, quite nice. Okay, perfect. We'll do this, and then we'll do the auto scroll. Okay, good. So then, it was tough. It was really tough because how can I put this? You have this. It's bittersweet. It's a very bittersweet. So in the first place, you're going live every single day, and because you're talking to people every single day, you're thinking like, you're talking to your own people, you know, people that you care about, people that you love. But it's not real life because in real life, you're not gonna talk to everybody that you're gonna talk to. You're gonna love, right? I don't know. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you surround yourself with people. If you surround yourself, you could be like, yo, I have a good surrounding. But then this is a microcosm of the effect. So for example, you're gonna see people that are really popular and surround themselves with yes men. And of course, I think surrounding yourself with yes men is actually quite healthy because you're like, well, you're saying yes, I'm saying no, you're saying yes. Like, that's a good thing, right? Ultimately, life doesn't have like that, but it can be like that. If you're surrounding yourself with yes men, of course you're gonna tell you yes. Of course you're gonna be telling you yes, right? But at the same time, you're putting yourself in a situation where this is not real life. And you're not gonna have a job, and your job gonna have people that you like less or you like more, and like, ugh, I don't agree with this guy, you know? I don't agree with this. Oh. I don't even know how to get there. See, for right now, and this is such a dilemma because right now, if you're talking to people, right now, ultimately speaking, when I'm live, right, I have my own people. Most people that are gonna come are people that I know. People that I come, I'm lucky because people that are gonna come. I have a positive community. There's not a lot of hates on my channel. There used to be a lot of hates. There isn't anymore. Thank God. I don't know what I did, but thank God. But it's not real life. So I'm stuck in between a place where this would be very beneficial and very constructive to be able to say, you know what, this was beneficial because it's what I needed. I need a positive space, right? And asking yourself a positive space is quite normal. How far are we going to go in this video? Are we going to go far or not? Wait a second. Good. Okay, it's working. Good. It's working. See, this is a brand new headphone and it's having a problem. I don't know why, but yeah. All that matters is that it's working. See? What is going on? So how far am I gonna go? See, I have this picture of this girl, right? And of course, as a single person, I'm gonna have the picture of a girl for multiple reasons. But this one is this girl, right? And she just got out of a relationship, right? And she had this nice guy, and she going out with that nice guy because this nice guy isn't a problem. But she doesn't really nice nice guy. She just needs a nice guy right now. And then when she feels better, she leaves the nice guy and go back to the asshole. And like, why did you do that, right? You're choosing the environment that you're doing, and by doing things like that, I'm choosing the environment. And you're controlling the environment because somebody that you don't like, you can mute them, you can block them. When you're finished, you're finished. When you're down, we're doing live because I feel like doing live. I don't have to do live. You know, so it's actually quite weird. It's actually quite yeah, I had this fear of, it's not denial. This fear also comes from, this is very far into the mental, the psyche. But when I was alone for years, I never had people contradicting me. So when I started having people contradicting me, I didn't know what to do because I was like, no, dude, how's that possible? I've been thinking the same thing for years. How could this be wrong? Well, you didn't talk to people for years. Because you didn't talk to people for years, then you don't have a position or different opinion. And because you don't have a different opinion, you don't have a general view of said subject. So because you did that, you're like, holy shit, you're in this tunnel, right? And I had this here in the tunnel for TikTok. And it's a safe zone, but you want to deal with Aquarius or Aquarius. It's like going in the deep water, and you're not used to. The fact I'm gonna have floaters, right? In real life, you don't have floaters. But then at the same time, you're able to kind of control the situation, right? So you're going out in public places, and you're seeing that this person is an asshole, right? And yes, there's a mentality of I cannot be surrounded with only nice people because if we only have people surrounding me with yes, I'm not gonna move forward in life, right? Oh, now we're thirsty, so we're drinking. Fill up the belly a bit more. So of course, but at the same time, you're gonna have people that it's all control actually, and it's quite scary because I don't think you see yourself as a control freak, right? She's seeing this person and they're contradictory and they're it's so weird, it's so complex. I can control who I'm talking to. I can absolutely. I'm seeing this person and they're toxic, but they're toxic I can't manage. There's a person that's so toxic that comes into every single life. I don't mind, right? Because I don't think they're a bad person. I think they're going through shit, so I don't mind. But there would be a level where I would be like, okay, well, you're too toxic. Let go. So who am I? Who am I to say, okay, this is toxic enough or this is not toxic enough? Now, the answer to who am I is actually quite simple. The answer to who am I is I am the person responsible for my well-being. It's not my mom, it's not my father, it's not my best friend, it's not my best friend, it's not my best friend. I have multiple best friends. I'm kind of a slut when it comes to friendship. I'm a slut. But yeah, you can absolutely control who you're talking to. However, it's putting yourself. It's like when you work out. It's like when you work out and you're like, okay, well, I'm tired. I want to give up. And then people are like, you know what? Do one more rep. You have to be that guy. You have to be that guy that says, hey, let's do one more rep. Today we did a TikTok live that was 50 minutes. Yeah. 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 We did 1 hour, you know? We did 50 minutes, but... Yeah, 50 minutes, right? And that was 50 minutes of me being there. And I'll be completely honest, this video is also... There's also like a really important reason that's why we're doing it. Me and my phone, so I can film something important. I hate using this expression, but this is how I feel. Because I feel like this, let's actually talk about it. So I had a traumatic experience during a live about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So traumatic experience, so... very weird. Actually funny. So we got Lynx, and I love Lynx. She's also a little streamer, but she has to play more, she has to make more content. So she did this, and she's playing this game, right, this street, and it's a poker game. She said, anyone play poker? And I said, me. And I say, I only play strip poker though. And then I said, and only with family. Right? And then she laughed and she said, you ship for your family? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna poker this ship for one. I said, then I did hashtag. I did humble flex and hashtag other than Lynn because her name is Lynn. Very weird. And then she said, very weird. And I'm gonna write, you're just jelly because you ain't winning. You's a sucker. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And then just to be an asshole, I'm gonna write, you heard? Yeah, heard. And I'm gonna write in a parentheses, I'm gonna write funny. She's a sister of Nard. Farnell's my good friend. So it's like when you're gonna be close to someone, right? And they have a younger sibling, and your friend is always picking on their siblings, and for some reason, even if you're their friend, you pick on the sibling also. You're kind of teasing them. It's a weird relationship, isn't it? So yes, I had a traumatic experience during life. Now it wasn't a traumatic experience. There was no consequences, but it was while it lasted, it was a traumatic experience. So people were asking me to go live, and I go live. It was beginning of depression, right? The beginning of depression. So then what happened is, and that's me sharing a lot of information, but I do want to be honest. Me being honest is always gonna be important. So I go in, and at first I'm like, I'm nervous, and I feel like there's a really weird situation. At first, I have to go into depression. In most cases, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be a slump. You're gonna be feeling sad. You're gonna feeling nostalgic, lethargic. You don't feel a lot, but when you feel something, it's negative, right? However, there's point of depression. There's a certain level of healing depression where you're trying to feel better. However, it's not feeling better at long term. So you'll feel better one day, you feel sad the next day. You feel better one day, you'll feel sad the next day, right? And then what ended up happening was I did that live, and I should have done that live. I wasn't ready to do live. So I do that live, right? And we're doing that live, and then what ended up happening was in the middle of it, I'm really down. Now, technically speaking, what happened was really good. It was so weird. As a stream, it was so weird. It's still on the channel if you want to watch. I don't know the dates. I'm sorry. But we did a time that nobody would know that I didn't announce the stream. Then nobody came, right? And then because nobody came, I was into a song and I was listening to music. And I did a video about that after. So because, man, this is rough, dude. This is really rough. I I did a video about a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I did multiple video about it, about how I didn't feel like listening to music. And to me, so you'll have passes. When you're a gamer, you'll have gamer burnout, right? Where you don't feel like playing games. And with this one, you'll have music burnout, where you don't feel like listening to music. So you go in and listen to music, and you go in and listen to music, and you go in and you listen to music, and then one day out of the blue, you don't feel like listening to music anymore. And like, what's going on? What happened? Why am I like that, right? And there's no reason for that. But then I start not doing well. I start really, really feeling depressed. And then, oh, guess what happened? Well, music came as a healer. And for a whole stream, I was listening to music, right? And it was horrible because that music really made me sad. That music really made me, really made me emotional. Now, technically speaking, you say, dude, just. I love that. We're watching TikTok drama, so it's really good. Shane Sean, no, because the song doesn't make you sad. The song releases emotion, and your emotion being sad, and the emotion that you're being released is the emotion that you're feeling right now. And if the emotion is negative, and the emotion release is negative, right? So yeah. It was tough. It was really tough. This chair had a nice little back support, and it feels fantastic. It feels fantastic. And this chair, you can also fold it, so it's a really nice chair. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we went in listening to music, and then this night, this oh my god, we're going in deep now. This night of this live that made me really sad because that didn't need to happen, because I'd rather have a couple of weeks, I'd rather have a life where I'm doing completely shitty than down the line saying, why are you not happy? Why aren't you healing? Or why are you still sad? And maybe, just maybe, this night was the break of the drain. Now this one's too hot.
Ask me how I'm doing, I say okay. Bonsoir gang, me voici pour une petite dégustation. Ben oui, le chocolat de Dubaï.
There you go. Hi, how are you? Good. It's starting to get warm, huh? It's a bit too warm. How about yourself? Awesome. How's everything? How's everything? Good. Good. Can't complain. Are you happy about the election, Carney? Good. Well, you know what? We had a conversation, me and you, and I was like, you know what? Maybe Carney, I should listen to him more. And then we had a debate. We had a debate on PvP. And I was like, you know what, Carney? Probably on my first choice, it would be a good prime minister. And that's what I voted for him. I know, the next day, I think he should be having somebody like this. I felt like Trump was being dismissive of this. I felt like Trump was being a bit dismissive. You know? Anyway, good idea. Yeah. The word I cannot stand it. Huh? Well, that's like golf. No, I'm very good. Yeah. So I'm at 9,400. And with you tonight is 9,402. The whole weekend. Rain, huh? We'll find out. Well, today you're saying, oh, it's going to rain today. You're raining? Or this morning? Tell that. How did it be? How did it be? Yeah. I'm wishing you luck. I give you more than 50. Yeah. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. You know? So why do you go a night house? Why aren't you a early bird? Oh, yeah. Wow. Not too bad. Not too bad. Awesome. You two take care. God bless you more. Okay, I can agree with that. No problem.
la même chose, ça. Oui, mais après ça, tu vas gagner sur TikTok. J'ai pas fait ça contact avec toi. J'ai jamais fait ça. Jamais. Je veux que tu prennes conscience aujourd'hui après. Non, je comprends 100%, puis je te dis, puis je t'assure que moi, là, je suis pas.
Don't blink, it's your wing. Welcome to our show. Everything well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 15th May 2025. We are in a good mood today. We're doing a review. We're doing a very, very quick review of Trailer Park Boys because we already did it, and this is possibly gonna be one of the last recap that I'm doing. Because I find myself so recap wise, I'll do it quick. Recap wise, I find myself enjoying old show more than the new show. So we're reviewing the entirety of season 1. It's super simple. We'll go to general thought of season 1. We'll go with first episode, second episode, third episode, fourth episode, fifth episode. We'll go with the plot. We'll go with my thoughts. We'll go with my MVP moments. There you go. As simple as this. So the first season always felt different in Trailer Park Boys. It always really felt different. And there's multiple ways you can look at it. The first season follows a train of thought. It's Julian taking care of the park and Ricky getting shit together, right? Now, if you look at the later season, there's a plot of the season. For example, they brew their own beer, their growing weed, right? It's something in the background, but never the main focus of the episode. And the first season, it is the first. What? Just please, dude, just work. There you go, it's working. Yeah, so the first season is that. And at the same time, it's very mockumentary, you know? Mockumentary for me, this was my very first mockumentary. So Trailer Park Boys is my first mockumentary. I'm learning what it is. It's a documentary, but it's mocking. It felt more like a mockumentary than a comedy. In the Trailer Park Boys, it feels more like a comedy. Yeah, there's documentation, but it's less than it. You get to know people. And what I really like about the first season is they present people like Levi, that never appears. They're presented like this guy like Sam, who appears but at very low. So they have this character that are from the park. And they could have done multiple seasons doing that. However, in the grand scheme of Skin, this season 1, they could have not have been a season 2 like that. Why? Because the story would have already been spread thin. So now, that's a plot. The first episode, we got the plot, we got Julian, we're meeting the park. It's amazing because the first episode is that it is already the plot of the whole season. Julian's in charge. Julian is the one we rely on. And Julian is the one that fixes everything. So we have Cyrus that comes in and says, hey, this is my park. And everybody's going to him, right? And this is a presence in the whole season. It's something that we're seeing countless times. Now, do I mind it? No, because at first the show is about Julian and Ricky. So the fact that we have a duality in his two characters. Now, fun fact, Mike Smith or Bubbles were not supposed to be part of the main show, but people like Bubbles so much, they had them. The first episode, also to some plus, is Ricky, how fucked up he is. But then again, the first thing that Ricky does is going to see Lucy, which is something that's part of the character of Ricky. Ricky is a dumbass. He's a reject. Ricky is not a good character. He becomes a good character because he becomes a amazing family guy. That only redeeming quality, and then we have Bubbles that isn't as, and overly speaking, this is perfect because Bubble isn't as involved in the crimes or in the storyline as Ricky and Julian. In the first episode, we don't see that. My MVP moment is when I'm gonna say when Cyrus said that he wants his porn tape replaced. Those are like creme. I thought it was really funny, really funny because who asked to replace porn tape? Episode number 2, forget school, come and drink and eat chicken finger. It's in French, that's why I have to translate. So basically we have Julian, who is tired of people always asking him to help him, and he feels like a loser, but he also feels, and it's nice because he feels like he has potential. Julian's main flaw is because he thinks that he's better than everybody else. He's greedy when it comes to business, he's greedy when it comes to a lot of things, but it's because he's taking care of everybody. When people, they don't have money, they go to Julian. If Julian doesn't have money, he doesn't have anybody to go to, so he has to be selfish, right? So then what see, with the season 2, it's more so about Julian. More so about Julian wanting to leave the park, and it's how much people, they need him, right? And ultimately speaking, even when he leaves, he gets Ricky to have his car. It's Shaw is in French, to have his car first. He's helping Ricky have equipment to grow some weed. He makes sure that Ricky and Lucy are together, right? And that is him still at the same time wanting to leave the park, but making sure that everybody's okay, right? And then even the main problem, which is the main villain, if you will, the main antagonist, is Leahy and Randy. In the first season, my favorite characters are probably Leahy and Randy because they're assholes, but they're also working for the park, right? So my favorite moment of season 2, of episode 2, is how much the park is willing. J-Rock helps. There's a guy, I forget his name, he helps with mechanics. A lot of people help to maintain, right? Even Leahy's like, yo, if you leave, I'm gonna put charge on you, because he's so afraid of Julian not being here. And even then, Julian says, hey, don't worry about Ricky, he's back with Lucy. So I don't have to take care of him, she'll take care of him. So then number 3, we have Leahy as my porn tape. One of my favorite episodes from season 3. One of my favorite episodes from early Trailer Park Boys. Season 2, season 3, and season 4 are my favorite seasons from Trailer Park Boys. Season 5 is also great. Season 6 is shit. 7 is shit. So episode number 3, they have money issues. And it's so funny because Julian's like, yo, Ricky, what are you doing, dude? He said, oh, I need money to have my plants. I need money to have my grow up. And in episode number 2, this is what I was talking about in season number 1. There's a following track, so he's trying to get his equipment in the season 2, but then he doesn't succeed. So what he does is he needs money. And he needs money how? He does J-Rock porn tape. He does J-Rock porno. Now, ultimately speaking, there's a large amount of the show where J-Rock is making porn tape, but it's picture perfect J-Rock. J-Rock is a hustler. J-Rock will sell cereal. J-Rock will sell flea markets. J-Rock sells groceries. J-Rock is a hustler. He sells. And the very first episode, when Cyrus is getting kicked out of the park, Cyrus he was selling drugs to the park. And like J-Rock's like, yo, don't worry about this guy, I'll sell you drugs. Which is kind of crazy, but J-Rock is a good villain. He's not a villain, but he's a lesser evil. Let's put it like that. So number 3, the porn tape. And it's funny because we have Ricky. And this is, in my opinion, it's such a good episode below the surface. Because Ricky is not able to fuck because he's so loyal to Lucy. And this is how much, no matter how much of a fuck up he is, no matter how bad he is able to, what should I call it? It's such a good episode. Ricky is able to be a good father at the end, right? Because Bubbles, who is frisky, needs to get laid because he's horny, and then he has a chance to get laid. And this is also something that happens. Bubbles don't want to get involved in a lot of the the scheme of the guys. But then even when they steal barbecue, Bubbles like making barbecues. He likes fixing barbecues. He creates barbecue himself. Even when they're harvesting weed, Bubbles like, this is the fun part. Fuck selling. Harvesting is fun. And then the whole thing, which is one of the most popular moments ever in Trailer Park Boys, is this song. I'm a working man, I am, and I'm working underground. This is insane. And already we have this. And lastly, am I forgetting something? Of course, we learned that Leahy and Wendy are gay. But at the same time, it's Julian taking care of everybody. They have a secret that could get in trouble, and he's protecting them. Now, also speaking, I have to get shout-outs. Do I need Leahy and Wendy to be gay? No. I think it's funny, kinda. But it's more so that the show was... The first season was released in 2001. In 2001, there was next to no homosexual relationship on TV. So Trailer Park Boys was actually pretty fucking big. 4? Okay, so Mrs. Peterson's dog ate something weird. So this is basically an episode of Ricky being a fuck up. Julian is taking care of somebody that's elderly, which is, again, showing that Julian is a good character. He is a good, quote-unquote, guy, and he is a good guy, but, you know. So the episode number 5, not a lot going on. It's just, again, there's little parts of the show, and I think this is the strength of Trailer Park Boy. The part of the show that are so good. It's, for example, it's in the beginning. It's Ricky and Bubbles fighting because Ricky has a hard time getting the squirrel out of his weed. And then Bubble lend him a kitten. He doesn't take care of the kitten. It's like, fuck you. So you see, Ricky is kind of like a fuck up, right? But then this is the first one where we see him being a father and being a good father. Yes, his daughter shot him, but he never gets mad at her, which is something, you know, kids fuck up. That's normal. That's part of learning. We get the first glance of dude, it's amazing. This is the first glance of Sam Losco, which is one of the most popular, well, one of the most famous characters actually. But it's also what I was saying, and I mean this wholeheartedly. Bro, it's amazing. The Mrs. Peterson telling Julian, you're drinking too much, I'm worried about you. Who gives a shit how she feels? She's a character judging other characters. But it's part of the Trailer Park Boys. It's what makes it real. What makes it feel like this is a normal show. Most normal show would not put that in because it's boring. When you watch Trailer Park Boys, there's so many of those men that are fucking boring. But when you watch Vlogged, it's boring. So the same thing. Now, we don't have the phone, so I'm going to have to check it out. We're going fast. We're going good. I got 10%, 7%. I'm a working man, I am. And I'm walking underground. Come on. It's gonna be slow, but it's okay. I think number 5 is I'm Not Gay, I Love Lucy. And number 6 is The Wedding. Yeah, there you go. It's so fucking good. So episode number 5 is I'm Not Gay, I Love Lucy. So then it's part of the it's not a good episode, but it's actually pretty good. So it's basically Lucy and Ricky kind of gets in a fight. Then she goes back to Julian, and she's always after Julian because she likes Julian. And again, I didn't like Lucy at the beginning, but now as a more adult, I understand it. Julian is a good provider. Julian will be a good father towards Trinity, right? Then he convinces Ricky to ask her to marry him, and to convince him, he says he will think that we're gay. And then he said, I'm not gay. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, so now I'm at 5%. I'm gonna have to charge. Fuck. Battery's low, but this might not do the day so good. So we're good. I'm not to do for a while actually, not for the day, because we have more video to do. 5%, we're good. Okay. So basically, Julian, he wants to get rid of Lucy, but he also knows that that's the right thing to do. So for example, there's a moment of the episode that I really enjoy where it's Bubble saying Plato, which is a psycholog, the father of psychology, said that there's something such as a noble lie. So you lie to benefit people, and it's not a hurtful lie. It's not something that's bad to do. It's okay to lie. And then, ultimately speaking, that's what Julian does. You know that Lucy likes Ricky, and then you know that Ricky likes Lucy. Now he does it to get rid of Lucy, but he wants Ricky to be with Lucy. When Ricky is with Lucy, he's at his best. He's acting like a father. He's taking care of people. He actually thinks about what he's doing. He's avoiding jail. So it's a pretty good episode. My yeah, my favorite moment is fucking Bubbles talking about Plato, because this is what makes the show so real. It's a dude. Then again, this is gonna be completely out of context, but I love watching a guy called Cobra GFS. And Cobra GFS, I love him, and I'm not. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. He's autistic. I'm not saying that Bubbles is autistic. And Cobra had this understanding of human emotion that you wouldn't expect a autistic person to have. So like, wow, okay, you're okay. It makes sense. That's actually quite clever. Now, number 6, we invite these dicks to my wedding. Possibly one of the most boring episodes. It feels like at the end of the show though. So for example, we got Levi with once again one of the more respected people of the park. Gets Ricky a job, which is really good. What else do we get? We get Randy, Corey and Trevor kind of fucking up. We have the whole park being invited to the wedding. One of those parts that's really cool is they invite Leahy and Randy. You know, they fucking hate those guys because they're part of the park, right? And it's such a weird episode because it doesn't feel like finale. It doesn't feel like finale. It feels like the end of the show once again. But at the same time, it is a park. There's some good moments in the park. It's good to live in Sunnyvale. It's moment like that makes you want to live in Sunnyvale. And it's moments like them having a wedding. You're like, holy shit, it's like a small knit community, yeah, close knit community, right? And then the craziest part about this is how little Ray has to do with the story. Ray gets involved really much in the season 2. Ray was also one of the director. There's Ray that gets involved. There's a little bit of J-Rock. J-Rock is one of the most important characters later on. But you see, as much as I like J-Rock, J-Rock is Michael Torrance. J-Rock's one of the bigger problem of the show. So this is my opinion. This is a long time fan. It's a 20+ year fan. Trailer Park Boys. I character like J-Rock is the picture perfect because you can kind of see season 1 Julian, see season 12 Julian, and say, okay, well, this is the same guy. Kind of see season 1 Bubbles, kind of see in season 12 similar. You can kind of even see Ricky, right? But you can't see J-Rock changes. And to a certain degree, for example, we got Lucy, who is kind of like, I don't want to say slutty, but she's kind of promiscuous. So in season 1 too, the second that Ricky goes out, she's going out with Julian. She's trying to go out with Julian, right? So yeah. And that's my review of season 1. Season 1 always felt different. My favorite season of all time is 4. Season 2 is when it starts to get really good. Season 2, I'm going to do a review tomorrow, but season 2 is my second favorite season. Why? Because season 2 is the perfect mixture between documentary and comedy. First season is mockumentary, season 2 is mockumentary and comedy. For example, with episodes like Bible Pimp, with episodes like I met Cats and Dogs from Corey and Trevor. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy, peace. Never mind, we forgot to upload, we forgot to open the other tower. I'm so sorry. It's been a long damn night in a city that ain't with me, daughter by a little bitch. Doo-doo-choo-doo-choo-doo-choo-doo. Good. Okay, won't be long, guys. Good. Resume. You're recording. Good. Two. You're charging. Okay, perfect. Okay. Don't blink. It's your brain. Welcome to the show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 16 minutes 25. Today we're playing the tower. It is a very AFK tower, so we're not talking a lot. We're just enjoying the game for what it is. No strategy, just enjoy the game. We have Trailer Park Boys. We have my drink. We have an ice cream because today is a very warm day. It is 28 degrees Celsius. Now I am a bit worried about the phone. Is it gonna be overeating? But we'll just have to see. Oh, by the way, we're making videos a bit earlier, so we got the sun in the on the balcony. Okay, so you and I think I'm watching porn on this. Thank God we paused. We paused. Don't blink. It's your boy, welcome to the show. So doing on the 16 minute 25. We are watching Trailer Park Boys. We're filming some videos. Gonna have a good day. Before we even start our day, I wanted to talk about the cheating. I have cheated today, and again, you guys know that we're trying to lose some weight, but I cheated. So in the care of being truthful and honest, I'm gonna be showing you what I cheated with. Now, please add to this a simple Ben & Jerry and another ice cream. I'm not gonna get them out because it is warm AF outside. I don't want them to melt. So Ben & Jerry, 2 Ben & Jerry, 1 ice, Ben & Jerry chocolate chip cookie core. We have a churros, we have a crunchy caramel magnum. So now for the snack, we have couple sea salt. We haven't tasted these. There's a lot of food. Now, I would like to say there's a reason for me cheating. We're doing better, but this weekend we'll be doing the 24 hours without the rings, so I'm gonna need some food. We got 2 chips of Ruffle. I haven't had Ruffle in a while, so I'm super excited. We have Ruffle sweet and spicy, never had those. Cheddar and sour cream, I believe I've had those, but I don't remember them. That's why we're gonna be tasting them again. We have poutine Ruffle, which I'm really excited about. I know Canadian and poutine. We have Takis. Takis I'm not used. I'm truly not used with. However, these are brand new and they're non-spicy. So I didn't even know that Taki was doing non-spicy stuff, which I'm really excited. We got a couple of meat because we went to a bit of a fancy restaurant. So we have French meat. So this is some of my favorite stuff. This is some of my favorite freaking stuff. This is not what I'm looking for though. there we go. We have these. So I want to show you guys this. This is very special, right? So this is French sausage. So what I do with these are incredible. These are dried sausage. They're greasy. They're amazing. I believe there's some. This is how they do it. I know the Savoie. These are my favorite stuff in the whole entire world. As far as meal goes, this is my favorite thing. We do have Weather Original popcorn, which I'm excited for. The next thing I'm going to show you, I'm excited for even more. Again, yes, we are cheating. Yes, we are cheating for 24 hours. However, as you saw, most of these products are completely different. So we're going with not one, not two, but three. Three of Pringle limited edition hot one. I didn't even know they were doing hot one chips. So we have the Barbacoa Los Caliente. We have the hot one, the Rojo. I love that they put the spice bottle on top of it. And we have hot one. We have this one, which is Verde. What is really cool is they're putting the level of heat 554. So that's really nice. We do have more Pringles that I don't usually go with that. We have pizza Pringle, never had it, which is crazy. And we have grilled corn, which I never had also. So again, all of these are new product. Now, I technically was honest, technically wasn't. With the Monster Energy drink, there's not enough flavor for me to go around with the new one, so we're going back with the original, no sugar. So this is something that we did taste. Nothing new right here. We have this, which we tasted twice in the same week. So I don't really remember what these taste like. In these Bang Unicorn Energy, we did taste it already. However, this is a very special product because we used to eat that shit like there's no tomorrow. We used to drink it like there's no tomorrow. It's one of my favorite energy drinks for a little bit of time. And finally, we have, this one is new. It's a Guava Monster, so that's new. And there you go, that's a cheating. Again, you can judge me all you want. It's not gonna do shit to me. However, at least I'll be able to say I was honest. And I can look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? You fucked up, but, you know. Trina. See, too warm. Too warm. Can't film for shit. Because it's too warm. We're 10 minutes in and it's too warm. What do you want to do? Long damn night in the city, that ain't with me. The little bitch. No religion. Don't blink, it's your boy, welcome to the show. Because we're having a wonderful day on this 16 May 25. Today we're doing an announcement. This is a bad news. You'll be seeing very short nature corn. You're going to be seeing very short videos. And when we're going to be filming, you're going to be seeing a lot of different landscapes. So the reality is, in the summer, the weather gets really warm. Like for example, today's 28. We're able to film 10 minutes before the phone overheat, which is crazy, not good. So yes, there's going to be a lot less nature corn and a lot less content. It's going to be more at night. At night is actually way nicer. It's actually way calmer. So I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you guys are understanding. And we'll, no matter what, we'll make it work. I promise you that. We'll make it work. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Doing well because we're having a wonderful 16th May 25. It is warm AF outside. It is a temperature that is, some people say a killer. That's why we're going to be going with ice cream. We're going with chocolate chip. We're going to go with Ben & Jerry very own chocolate chip cookie dough core. So I did this on the channel, but I was watching the chat. I was watching this my Ben & Jerry because again with the warmth and I was kind of dieting. I was like, you know what? Let's relive the dream of eating whatever the fuck we want. And I think that I was absolutely very harsh with this one. The reason why we were harsh is because yes. If you're asking me, I do prefer a little piece of cookie dough. If you're asking me, the cookie dough Ben & Jerry is one of my favorites. It's my original, so I'm very protective over it. But they still took something that was very popular. They still did something that was kind of cool. They still did something that was different. They took a risk. And I'm gonna ask you a simple question: what other ice cream company takes risk? You have time to answer. Don't worry. So cookie dough core chocolate chip cookie dough core. You see, it was out of in the sun for a couple minutes, 12 minutes to be exact. It's melting. It's an heat wave right now. So now technically we're cheating because everything that's cold on a warm day will feel fantastic. So yeah. Let's see what we have here. We have, of course, the ice cream. A little bit of delicious. Chocolate chip cookies. And it's just so simple. Like the amount of time that you had a vanilla ice cream with chocolate chip. It's crazy. And now look at the core. You see this shit? It's kind of cool, dude. It's kind of cool. With a core like this, there's always 3 ways of looking at things. Letting it go like that, letting it grow, and then it grow. The heat is getting to my brain. There's 3 ways to talk with the core. Either you let it like that, you have a bit of core, you have a bit of ice cream, which is nice. Either you mix it in, right? Or there's 2 then. There's 2. Me, I'll have a couple of spoonful of each. Look at this, look at this. Look at the core. Yeah. Not the best. But not bad. So cold. It's boring. Vanilla's good. Chocolate chip is good. The cookie dough core is nice, and it's really the texture is actually quite nice. So you have multiple ways of. Oh, look at the bird. Look how close he is. You see it? Beautiful. There's the 2 ways. There's a cookie dough that you buy in store, which is frozen. You put it in the microwave, or a cookie dough that you make yourself. They went with the homemade cookie dough texture, which is kind of nice. However, I do prefer the crunchiness of a normal cookie dough. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's pretty good. I am so sorry, guys. From now on, I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do it because it's too warm outside. It's for 10 minutes and then it stops, so I don't have a choice. I'm so sorry. You'll be seeing this from now on. It's overeating the batteries. It's overeating the phone. Welcome to the show. Bring 16th May 2025. Today we're doing good. Today we're doing, it's warm outside. We're having a little bit of ice cream and it's delicious. We're missing a drink. So we are also watching Trailer Park Boys Season 2. We'll be watching it. We're playing Street Behind the Tower, which is great. However, we are facing a situation of extreme thirst. So why not have an energy drink? And why not have something that we never had before? So again, we're going with the Ghost that I have never tasted it. I have never had it. So I'm quite excited to get it. I'm quite excited to get it. With the energy, zero sugar, we have Cherry Limit, we have the bottle. I'm in love with the bottle already. You got the green and the red. And what you see is the green, red. It's like the inside of a watermelon. The brain is getting to my, the heat is getting to my brain, so I don't have. There's a spider in my ice cream. Can I see it? You guys afraid of spiders? Love spiders. Love spiders. Nazdrovia, they say in French. So we have Cherry Limit. You know what? I'm so affected by the heat wave that I was talking about the green and the red, and I was thinking about watermelon. When it's Cherry Limit. Cherry Limit, we did have it. We did have it with I want to say Monster, but I'm not sure. I want to say Rain, but I'm not sure. And I mean it. I'm pretty sure it was Rain. It was Rain. So it was Rain when we still thought that Rain was one of Monster. Nazdrovia. Really nice. Really nice. This is my third time having some Ghost. We can kind of tell what the blend is. it's very gummy wormy, very gummy worm. We had this taste with it was more so present in the first one we had, which was pink lemonade. Then we had the orange cream cycle, a bit less. This was a lot more. Very gummy, wormy, which I love. Very sweet, and in this one way, it's actually perfect. It's a perfect flavor because the cherry you want it sour. Now this is where it gets complicated. With the lime, you would like a bit more citrusy, right? Technically not, because lime is sweeter than lemon, and lime is sweeter than grapefruit. If you want a citrusy, you're gonna go with grapefruit. You're gonna go with lemon. You're gonna go with you're gonna go with those two for a more citrusy. My apologies. You're gonna go with a more grape citrusy flavor, and with this lime, it's still sweet. You're still getting the taste of the sweetness. The biggest point I'm gonna give, my apologies. I'm not used to drinking energy drink anymore, so the gasoline water is destructive. What I'm gonna get the most point to is the preciseness of the flavor. This is why to me this is perfect. I can really taste the gummy wormy from the blend. I can really taste the cherry. I can really taste the lemon. The lime. It is sweet, but there's clear taste. The three of them, which is really nice. And that is pretty much it. So on that note, I love you, that you matter, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take it easy. Peace. See? No, I'm worried. Are you still getting hot? So it's warm. She's running a little high. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the show. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. This is a very short video where we talk about mental health. I've been talking about mental health every single day of the week of last week. So this is the main part of the content right now. I think it's important to go when it's negative, but I think it's also important to go when it's positive. Right now you can see that we're chilling on the balcony. We've been doing nature corn. We've been going out more, which is amazing. Right now it's a heat wave. It is 29 degrees Celsius, which is felt. We still have some ice cream. We still have delicious cherry limit ghost. So it's still good. It's been really helpful. It's been really, honestly, guys, it's been, how can I say this? Okay, I told you guys multiple times that when it was winter, when I was doing TikTok live, you guys are the reason why we're doing better. It is completely true. Me talking to people that I care about, me talking to people that I like, it really helped me out. But if I'm being completely honest, it's such a different feeling. Most of the time when I'm outside, I'm gonna be feeling better. So it's kind of like a similar thing, but very different. You see, with you guys, it's a lot more. Like for example, it's weird. When I talk to people, right, it'll be a long-lasting thing because I'll be reminiscent. Sorry, I'll be reminiscent of the conversation that we had. I'll be reminiscent of the moment that we had. It's just fun. And with the weather, and the weather is short term. The weather is passive. So with you guys want to have a conversation. We did a TikTok live 2 days ago, and somebody was talking to me, and I love this person, but I don't think that he knew that it was in depression. So talking about their problem, I was like, ugh, it's bringing me down. But at the same time, and I did a long video about that, and it's not meant to be, right? And ultimately speaking, in a day like today, where we are feeling a little bit better, I don't know if it's because we've been doing TikTok live twice in this week, or is it because of the weather? But the weather has been affecting me in a positive fashion. Now, it's so funny because I have been trying so hard to heal. I have been trying so hard to come back, and I'm always saying, guys, we're healing. We'll be back. And now, I was supposed to do a short video. I apologize. I'm deeply sorry. As much as I said I wanted to come back, we also had the idea of giving up making content. I also had lately a couple of times ideas of giving up and no motivation. I'm so sorry. Now I'm gonna check if the phone is still recording because it might overheat. You're so good. You still good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. It's a shame because I do want to film more of the outside, but the phone gets so hot. Like I was saying, okay, so you know what? Fuck it. I'm so sorry. I promise you a short video. It's gonna be a long video. I apologize. See, for 4 years now, we've been thinking about making content, and we've been having some positive offset of making content. And those positive offset are we're thinking more about our life. We're thinking more about X, Y, Z. Even right now, the sun has left the balcony, and it's all good. This afternoon it's gonna be raining birdcocks. I don't really mind. But it's been beneficial, and we've been thinking about it, and this is the first time I really thought about my mental health. My mental health, I feel like, I'm sorry, Dad, I love you, Dad, but I feel like it's my dad's fault. My father is very talkative, just like me, but it doesn't talk when it comes to emotion, right? And in my case, I think that's, see, even as a kid, I was raised like, it doesn't matter what you eat. My father would say, it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you eat, so it doesn't matter how bad you feel as long as you heal, right? It's really good. Go share lemon, recommended. And it's not normal to have in the same week an idea of wanting to come back when I'm going to come back. It's not a normal idea to be wanting to give up in the same week. So now I'm more relaxed. I'm enjoying talking to you guys, right? I'm enjoying the nature. Yesterday was one of the most decisive day of G 2025 year. What happened yesterday? There was a shitty sunrise, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you. So today is Friday. On Wednesday, we went out and did a a night stroll, which really felt good. We went back, and yesterday I saw one of the most beautiful sunrise I've seen in my entire life. I took pictures of it. It is gorgeous. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. It is so beautiful. But regardless, that's not important. The important part was yesterday. I was like, I forced myself to be happy and it worked. You know. You gotta take it day by day. My biggest mistake ever when it comes to content creation, and that's completely my fault, is I've always been treating content creation as a plan A. Now, in a dream world, this is still plan A. I love making content, it's still plan A. But the reality is, it might not be a plan A. It might be a plan B, it might be a plan C. You see all of those people that are super famous online, and they did something before they made content, right? They didn't get lucky. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, so we're gonna try no matter what. And it didn't work, but you know what, it's completely fine. It is completely fine, because at the end of the day, we're pushing forward the idea that I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about that. I never envisioned making content. I know that's not true, but hear me out. So when I was making content, when I started making content, I was working. My plan A was making content in here. In reality, my plan A was working. It doesn't matter how I perceive things, doesn't matter how I view things. At the end of the day, I was working, so we were paying the bills. Then, even last year, technically speaking, again, I think it's really important. It's really important to go in the details. We're doing season 2 of 30 Park Boys, my favorite season. Last year, if I'm being completely honest, my plan was making content, but I was not getting money from the government. So my plan A was still the work. It wasn't work in itself, but it was still making a salary, a stable salary. Stability is important, right? And in October, I had my depression, right? And in October, I had my depression because I worked too hard. I wasn't sleeping well. You guys know that in October, I had my burnout, right? And I had my burnout, and you guys know why. I was filming. I was filming 20 videos a day. But there's also an event in October that happened that I haven't mentioned. And this, again, is too much information, but I don't care. I had unemployment, which is again a program that helps you find a job. The unemployment ended in September. Yeah. And then we had my depression, and then we were making content, but even then the content, I wasn't in plan A. And I think the problem that we have right now, these idea of I'm motivated to make content versus I want to give up making content, this doesn't make any sense, right? I have to keep this still filming because for this I have to put it in the fridge. See? I'm sorry, guys. Well, it's not filming. The phone overeats, which is okay. It's perfectly fine. It's because we're doing twice. We're doing 2 things in a row. We're doing the filming and we're doing the nature corn. So yeah, so we never had a discussion, and it's so fucking weird. It's the concept is just insanity. I didn't have the conversation of this is a plan B. Why is it crazy? Because I have to have this conversation with myself. This is really odd. This is really weird. You're not used to talking to yourself, right? Oh man. The other conversation that I have with myself is me from myself. Come on, man. Come on. You got this. You're rough with yourself, right? And then technically speaking, is again you're looking at it as a more a shrink way of talking about it. You're talking to yourself right now. I'm making a video, yes, but I am talking to myself. I am absolutely fucking talking to myself. You can agree, you can disagree. Technically speaking, it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. I am talking to myself. Now, why is it such a hard concept? Because we've been making video for 4 years, right? So we've been making video for 4 years, so technically we've been talking to ourselves for 4 years. So why is it still such a difficult concept? It's because in 4 years, I can promise you one thing. I have to just imagine the number of hours I have of content for 4 years. And all these hours of time, I'm talking to myself, right? I never talk to myself after the camera. I never talk to myself. And to me, it's still this crazy concept of not talking to yourself. That's nuts, bro. That's nuts, right? But it's healthier. It's healthier because you're externalizing what you're feeling. Yesterday, I had a really good talk with my mom, and you guys know how much I love my mom. You guys know that I'm my mama's boy, true and true. As an adult, I'm close to my father because he lives closer, but because we're kind of the same mentality, right? But it's let's put it like that, right? I'm a mama's boy. Let's say I talk to my mom, I'm a mama's boy. But when I'm not talking to my mom, I'm the way I'm thinking, I'm recognizing my father. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what my father would say. This is weird. And my mom yesterday, she was asking me how I was doing mental health wise because she knew I was depressed. And I have to compare again. I hate doing this, but I have to compare again. I talked to my father and I told my father I'm seeing this social worker. And my father's reaction was, what the fuck was the social worker gonna do? What the fuck does a social worker gonna do, right? But it's not true because, technically speaking, and my mom wasn't like, oh, my mom said, and that's the crazy thing. My mom said, I'm glad you're talking to someone. It didn't matter who I was talking to. I'm glad you're talking to someone. And that was insane. That was really insane. Because then you realize, and this social worker, now this is me being oversharing, this is me being completely transparent. I have to say on my father. When I was seeing the shrink, I'm not gonna say who it was, even if I say you don't know him, but this guy was an asshole. This guy would come and see me, he wouldn't look at me, he would take notes, he would ask the same question every time I saw him, and then, okay, see you next week. And I was like, you're filling out the form, dude, you know? And the social worker, I've had her, and the first time I was talking to her, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with you? Who are you? And then we had a talk, and then my mom, she's right. My father is right, but my mom, she's right. My father will say, you're not, this is classic Réjean. What's my father's name? This is classic Réjean. Don't call a plumber to fix your front deck. And then he's right. My mom mentality is, doesn't matter what they do, if they want to help, this is all they need to do. If they want to help, this is the most important part. And she's right too, right? And the social worker, she's been really nice. And my mom, yesterday she said something, which was so nice. She said, I'm glad you're talking to someone. Now, I could have told my mom I'm seeing a fucking plumber. And she'd be like, oh, I'm glad that you're seeing someone. You know? And yeah, it's nuts. It is nuts. I just don't know. But you know what I know? And please understand, I'm not playing victim here. I don't know how well we're doing. I don't know how well we will be doing. But right now, I can tell you 3 things. I can tell you 4 things that's working really well. I'm being more healthy at how much I work. I'm not overworking. I'm working depending on how much energy I have, which is good. Second thing, I can tell you that Nature Corn and you guys talking to you guys have been helping me. I can tell you that I have a better relationship with my parents and with my friends. Now, a better relationship with my parents and friends, that's completely my fault. I was putting cotton before. My father was like, hey, why don't you come and take a coffee? I'm like, I can't, I'm working. I'm a priority, you know? And ultimately speaking, I was right because you need to work in life, but ultimately speaking, he was right because it's nice to work, but so my father has the mentality of a 9 to 5, right? And the 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 is weird. The 9 to 5 is weird because you go in, and the second you leave, right? With me, I don't care what time it is. No? I don't fucking know. We were talking about plastic with Fed before, yesterday. And yeah. Anyway, long story short, this is it for today. Love you guys, take it easy. Overeat again. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna be doing what we can. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Stop trying to fix things that can't fix. Work with what you have. Right? Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to make it. Welcome to the Welcome to our show. Visiting Walkers are having a wonderful day on the 16th, May 25. We are watching Trailer Park Boys Season 2. I fucking love that show. And guess what? Today we're talking about something that we were watching. So this is one of the videos that is a dream to make. Not a good dream, but just a weird dream. Because this video, I made this exact video a year ago. I made this exact video a year and a half ago. So when did we do the video? And this I'm excited. I'm actually excited to do it because the mentality is there. I want to get into it. So I'm going to tell you what is the subject, and then I'm going to be telling you why are we starting to make it. So first of all, super simple. Watching Trailer Park Boys Season 2, it's so good, dude. Yeah, my ice cream, guys. 29 degrees today. And so cool. Okay. So, I was cruising along Netflix as a procrastinator, or I like to call myself the chosen one, the prodigy, the professional procrastinator. I was watching Netflix, and something came up, and it was the it's in French, L'Envers du Sport, which is the behind the sports. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in English. But they had something on Liver King. Now, technically speaking, who is Liver King? Liver King is a YouTuber that did some weightlifting content. It was a huge controversy because he was promoting it. I'm sorry, we had Cherry Limit. He was promoting a lifestyle that will get you gain, it will make you strong and alpha. And then he was selling product, which is again in this lifestyle. You want to look like me? This is what I do. This is what I work out. I'll give you the. This is to me. This is very smart. And I'll tell you, this is gonna be a long video. So please sit down, grab a drink, have some fun. Let's enjoy yourself. Let's take our time. So take our time. Okay, so he was going to show you the workout for free. He was going to sell you products, for example, raw meat, raw protein, right? Why was this guy so important to me? Why was Liver King so important to me? He wasn't. I never watched a video of Brian. That's his real name. However, I like Brian. I really enjoy Brian. So when he came out and said, I'm doing roids, right? I'm doing roids. Okay, this is going to get me a lot of hate, but I do not give a fuck. Want to hate? Hate me. He came out and said, hey, I have been lying to you guys. I've been doing some steroids. This is why I have the physique that I have. People were outraged. Oh, you're a liar. Oh, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. The reality is, you buying a product from a YouTuber and you don't make your researches, right? And when you do your researches, and tell you something, I'll tell you something. I'm pro roid usage. I'm pro roid usage for a couple of reasons. One of my favorite YouTuber right now is Sam Sulek. I love Sam Sulek. And Sam Sulek, he doesn't do roids, but he does take some, gear. And I love Sam. Sam, why do I love Sam so much? Sam is super smart. Sam is super smart. He had a passion, he had a dream when he started doing YouTube, and then he got huge. But the plan wasn't to do YouTube, he just wanted to work out, right? But my love for Sam comes from a love from somebody else. And it's at the core of who I am. It is at my genesis. I talked about this person multiple times. Here we go. It is the one, the only Rich Piana. Rich Piana was doing roids. Rich Piana was open about doing roids. Rich Piana also sold some stuff. He sold some pre-workout. He sold some egg white. He sold some pre-made meal. He sold protein cookies. He never told you you're gonna get this physique. Now Brian did. Liver King did. He did say they're gonna get this physique, right? But the thing with roid is actually, and again, I feel like I have to defend people because I have this deep love of the sport of bodybuilding. It doesn't look like it, but at 18 years old, bodybuilding really helped me out. So why did bodybuilding really help me out? Well, because I was the ADHD kid who, since a very young age of 6 years old, was forced to do some ADHD medication, and we get results. I was a zombie. Working out was the natural way to escape energy, to release energy, and to be normal in class. I had better grades. I was guys. I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. You don't understand. I was 18 years old. I was a weird kid in class. I was a zombie because he was under so much lithium. I'm not. Please understand. Please understand. I'm not against medication, ADHD medication. They saved my life. The reason I'm able to talk to you guys, the reason I'm able to do complete sentences. And again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm watching the way I write. I still make mistakes, but I'm seeing how people write. And they write like, I'm like, did you go to school? And I don't want to be a dick, but still. I was this weird kid that had this medication. I started working out. I wasn't eating. So the problem with the medication is it'll stop you from eating. It'll cut your appetite. Because I was working out, I was eating more. Was I eating complete meal? No. Was I eating a lot more? Yes. I love Trailer Park Boys. I love this. I love Trailer Park Boys. Season 2. That's so good. So then what happened is, I really working out. Move forward 3 years. I'm in my own apartment. I'm broke as fuck. That don't work. Do you know where I put most of my money? And gym equipment. I was working out. I had my best shape at 22 years old. Yeah. I'm pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm guessing this is my favorite part. Sorry, we're watching Biopip. It's so good. You don't fucking talk to him like that. Oh, we should trip our way to the two guys. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. So yes, I would always have this love for this. And then, so already there was a question of algorithm. And I was looking for workouts. So I was watching Jeff Said, Aziz, and then I didn't meet, but I found out the channel of Rich Piana. And Rich Piana was completely different. Yeah, tattoos, I wanted tattoos. The guy was swearing. I was watching Trailer Park Boys. This is not planned. I swear to God, this is not planned. I was watching Trailer Park Boys. These guys were my fucking idol, and they were swearing. This guy was getting to girls, he was working out, but then he never said, and he always been for real about usage. And back in the days, I was also watching Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, that wasn't talking about usage. And I was like, you know what, you should talk about usage. And then came out one of my favorite rapper. I know you don't think I'm a rap fan. I'm not. There's this guy I really enjoy listening to, and the name is T-Pain. For one, super talented. For two, super nice guy. For three, if you watch his Twitch, the guy's actually a really decent human being. But then T-Pain came out and he had those fucking autotunes, and everybody's like, yo, dude cannot sing for shit. And I was like, you know what? You're right, you can't sing for shit. And then I grew up and I started listening to Falling in Reverse. And Falling in Reverse, Ronnie Rackett was my favorite artist. Fucking love Ronnie. Ronnie, super talented, but also super smart with the lyrics. And I saw on his stream where he said, it was talking about how T-Pain had a beautiful voice. And I didn't believe him until I saw the video. And it was baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me. And the voice of the guy was very, very, very good. Now, I know what you're saying. I know you got ADHD, but I don't get the resemblance between autotune and ADHD. Autotune and Royd. Well, they're both an enhancement, but it's the hard work. You can have autotune. If you can't sing for shit, you can't sing for shit. You can have some Royd. If you don't work out, you don't work out. Right? So, with going back all the way back to our boy, Mr. Brian Johnson, or Liver King, you had to know if you ate what he sold you, if you did what he sold you, but you also worked out as much as he did, then you get results. The problem with Brian Johnson is he sold you this. The problem with him, this sure-proof way of getting built up. There's no sure-proof way. You work out, you eat well, you sleep well. Fuck you, that's it. So yeah, so we watched the documentary and I fell in love with it. Now I did mention at the beginning of the video, which was 11 minutes ago. I did mention at the beginning of the video. We made this video before. So I'm not a sports guy. I am not a sports guy. I've always been wanting to get into sports. So we watched Beckham's, and I told you. A year and a half ago, we watched Beckham, and I told you I want to get into sports. A year ago, we watched Conor McGregor, that you want to get into sports. 4 months ago, we watched Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I told you something. I told you I want to get into sports. And I never got into it. And it was 3 months ago that it completely changed my life. I never got into WWE because I'm French. But then on Netflix, they released. They released what? This is whom? This is whom? This is Ellen Page, or Elliot Page, which was younger. Canadian treasure. And we watched Vince McMahon, WWE background. It was a documentary on sports. And then I fell in love with it. Oh, I got to the bathroom. Okay, you're good. And it was just great. Because again, the show business. And then I even watched Jake Paul documentary on Netflix. Am I a fan of Jake Paul? No, I don't. I don't dislike Jake Paul. I didn't like him back in the Team 10 days, but nowadays does he bother me? Not really. I don't like Logan. I think he's a piece of shit. But Jake, I don't really care. So all that to say, we finally realized after 4 try of watching sports documentary or sports, that maybe the most important thing wasn't sports at all. Maybe it was the show business behind the sport, the fireworks behind the sports. Maybe all that ever mattered was the show that we were getting. And then with the show that we're getting, if you understand that, then you understand what you like. So maybe that's what I'm supposed to like. Maybe I never was meant to like sport. Maybe I was always meant to like for example, Gladiator. Or let's go with the UFC. I'll always think that Khabib is a better fighter than Conor. However, I prefer Conor because Conor is a better showmanship. He has a better showmanship. I used to watch UFC. Lerone. I can't forget Lerone. Who is Lerone? Lerone is UFC documentary on YouTube. I always like the show behind it. So this is me, to finish this video, this is me telling you that I'm going to try once again for the X amount of time to watch sports documentary more and more. And of course, we'll recap it, we'll do a review out of it. And if you're lucky enough, I will be finishing on that. If you're lucky enough, in a year time, so the 16th of May 2026, I'll be making a video once again about how I want to get into sports. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Doing well because I'm having a wonderful day for this last video of the day. We are of course doing a food review. We're reviewing Ruffles. Now, I'll be completely honest, Ruffle has lost a lot for me. Multi-window closed. The phone is too hot. That's okay. Because we're done. Ruffle has lost a lot of. It was my favorite chip before. It wasn't the best anymore. Because I was Ruffle, this is not a review anymore. This is a whole fucking story. Ruffle were my favorite chips, just because they had the best flavor. But then those flavors start to become the same one. And then they changed their design for this. And it's like, it's still the same shit, you just changed the design, fuck you, right? But then, lo and behold, I think we always come at the scene of the crime. I think we always seen back at the scene of the crime, always back at it. And now we have the Ruffle, but this time we have the poutine. The poutine. I really want to take a picture. So why is it so important? Why am I so excited about doing this? Because homies are telling me that this is limited edition. Here's how I feel about limited edition. There's just a thrill out of it. Hey, I got this product, it's limited edition. And then company lies. I'm not saying Ruffle lie, because that would be slandering, which we are not doing on this channel. Or we'll add it allegedly. Company will do that. They'll do like limited edition, never to be seen again. And then they'll wait a couple of years and they'll bring it back. I swear to God, I've had a poutine Ruffle before. I don't have proof I did, but here's the proof that I'm doing it right now. So Ruffle, once again, used to be the golden boy in my chip ranking. Imagine ranking my we did a video of course fantasy team. There's a fantasy team, fantasy football team, fantasy hockey team. I had a fantasy chip team, and Ruffle was the captain. So we have poutine. Now this comes with two warnings. The first one, I'm gonna be very severe out of it, because poutine is Canadian. Poutine is so poutine is a Canadian tradition. Is it tradition? Yeah. Tradition, yeah. Poutine is amazing. Poutine, again, I made multiple videos tasting poutine. I made multiple videos talking about poutine. What is poutine? It's fries, gravy, and cheese. Now, why is poutine so important? Because, so it all comes back to a very, very specific time that has nothing to do with the creation of poutine. So us French Canadian, Quebecois, we had this huge problem. We were farmers. We never had a training when it comes to we never had a training when it comes to business. We never had a training when it comes to global. So we were very, very much farmers. Now, why am I repeating? We were very much farmers because being farmers is important. When you're in a farm, when you are a farmer, most of the time you're growing your crops, you're growing your animals. So you get meat, get milk, and you don't need anybody else. Why? Because the cow, the pig, the chicken will have kids, and you'll eat the parents, and then the kids will grow up, and then you'll eat the parents will grow up. Having a farm is a lot of build up. But once your farm is up and running, you'll never have to worry about anything else. And that's pretty much it. So then, long story short, the English came. So it's complex. We had a war where the English came and colonized us, which is why Canada speaks English, and Canada still worships the Queen, even though she's dead. She's still under $20. So why is this important? Because they had a sense of business. So the Anglophone, they came. This is a story on poutine. It's not even a review. We'll get to the review, I promise. So the Englishmen came and said, hey, you don't have a single inch of business, we'll teach you. It was a very big inequality. So for example, there was different stadium when it came to hockey. You would watch, the English would watch on one side, the French would watch on the other side, and it was our country, right? So it was terrible. And then even then, they would force you to speak English. They said, you want to work? You have to speak I don't want to say it. You have to speak white. Speaking white means speaking English. You have to speak money. Speaking money, men speaking in English, right? So the French Canadian, some of us, I should be adding myself because I'm making a video in English. Some French Canadian were like, fuck you. I'm not gonna do it. So these people became farmer, and they stayed farmer, and they became very poor. So with poutine, it's very cheap to have. So all you need to have for poutine was beef stock, cheese that came from the cow, and potato. Potato is the cheapest crop to grow. It needs next to nothing and can resist pretty much everything. That's number one. Number two, the cheese. If you had a cow, you know how to make cheese. It's super easy. And the beef stock, your cow dies, so you're gonna have beef stock, and there you go. You have poutine. So it's a Canadian staple and it has its importance culturally speaking. Now, this is the first warning. I'm gonna be very critical. Why? Well, first of all, it's a limited edition, so it's special. Second of all, this is a Canadian. And again, what I'm gonna say, it's gonna sound extremely racist. That's not the goal. It's a Canadian company. I can excuse Ruffalo making a bad masala chip, because masala is Indian. But if it's poutine, you have to do it right. Now, the second warning, I'm going to be extremely critical of these, but in a good way, because I've had multiple poutine chips. So I had Lay's poutine chips, I had Pringle poutine chips, and those two companies do something that is horrible. So poutine is three ingredients. You see it right here: fries, gravy, and cheese. Most companies, they'll do even to forgive. I have to forgive Lay's though, because Lay's came out with a poutine. People complain, and then they changed it to disco fries. So disco fries is what? Disco fries is completely different. Disco fries is it's a poutine without cheese, so it's the gravy and the fries. That's disco fries. Most companies, what they do is they'll give you a very good beef stock. They'll give you the chips is cheating, because the chip is in a potato. Potato are also the main ingredient for fries. They're the only ingredient for fries. So when you do a poutine chip, your potato is already covered. So what I want here is I want a different taste. I want to be able to say there is a gravy taste and there is a cheese taste. That's the goal here. Without further ado, let's get into the review. The first thing we're gonna be smelling is the smell. It's really nice. It's really nice. The main poutine is, again, it's the most simple beef stock. It's very salty. Now, a lot of people will say a better way to elevate your poutine, the simplest way is to just do a bit of pepper. Here we go. Smells nice. Very beefy. When I was growing up, this is a disgusting story. When I was growing up, everything that I ate was so freaking bland. I would have spoonful, and I swear to God, of beef stock with the concentrate stuff. It was disgusting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Really good. Somebody said hi. Is it exactly what you think it is? It tastes exactly how it should taste. Delicious, simple. I'm trying to say poutine. Oh yeah. Really nice. Potato is good, it's crisp. Now you can see here, it's very subtle, but the secret to a good poutine is to keep the skin of the potato. There's like crispiness. I always complain about the fact that I'm not able to differentiate the cheese and the gravy. But there's such a strong poutine flavor that I don't need to. To me, you can blindfold me and I'll still be able to say this is poutine flavor. It's delicious. Now, I'm not able to tell the difference between the gravy and the cheese taste, but there is a very positive thing. For me, it tastes like poutine. I could have told you this tastes really beef stocky. Now, I do like myself a fries and beef stock, a disco fries. I love that. But since it's not only beef stock, you can call it poutine. As long as I can call it a poutine, as long as I'm enjoying the food, who gives a shit? Now we're at 6%. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay, next, let's make some content. Okay, so mission. Oh, let's go. Okay, that's it. To reach what you sow, you don't bleed the same, but I have the right to my own shame. Don't blink, it's your bleeding. Welcome to the show. Everything well, kids are having a wonderful day on this 16 May 25. As you can see, it is raining outside. Womp womp. But there's also a couple of great things going on. Today we're reviewing some ice cream. Before we review some ice cream, let me pretend like we're having a nice little conversation. And when we're having this conversation, I'm going to be using this time where you actually think that this is part of the intro, right? This is part of the intro. That should be an intro, but it's still an intro because we're doing something else, which is starting on the computer. Today we are tasting another Ben & Jerry. Why am I saying another? Because this is technically speaking my second Ben & Jerry of the day. Now, a lot of people will say, dude, that's too many Ben & Jerry. What are you, my doctor? And if you are my doctor, hey, how's it going? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in, what was it, years? Family's doing well. Mr. I'm gonna give you the name of my doctor. You could say my doctor name is Who, because you don't know who it is. But if you call my doctor Doctor Who, then you're not knowledgeable on one of the greatest series ever made, which is Doctor Who. See? I took so many days, so many minutes, so many hours to not find it. I didn't find it. Yo no sabes dónde es el video que yo quiero. And I don't know how to say look or see in Spanish. So we'll say it in French. Voila. People will not know better. You know what? We'll do Onish Pranks. The TV Shrimp restaurant, 5 in Central, which is one of my favorite trends. It is the magnus opum of Onish Pranks. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there you go. Today we are tasting the one, the only churros ice cream. I want to do like a silly face. Why? because I feel like it. Also, there's the beaver, so the fact that you see my teeth is kind of cool. We're having some notification. People are loving the video. Thank you guys so much for the likes. Still, we're doing better, which is great. We're doing churro A for churros. Buttery cinnamon ice cream with buttery cinnamon ice cream. With churro pieces and crunchy cinnamon swirl. I don't think I've tasted on this channel, but we did have this in the past, in the previous life. I was a doctor. I was a Doctor Who. Okay, so where's this obsession with Doctor Who? The girl I'm talking to, she loved that show. So I had to nerd out and pretend like I knew the Doctor, which I'd done on the Doctor. I was trying to get in her DM, just in her DM. I was expecting a discussion about Grey's Anatomy. Nope. Different kind of Doctor. Universal Doctor, you could say. Universal? Universe? No reaction. Great. So am I excited to taste this? Kinda. It is something that I wanted to taste. It is something that I didn't have for a while. Is it something that I remember being delicious? No. It is some content for you guys, yes. So I could eat. I was gonna say shit, but I won't eat shit, even if I do it. I love you guys. I could eat a cow song for y'all. But that's as far as I go. Beef eyeball, I would go. We just watched also Liver King documentary. So we're a bit freaked out about food right now. Zdrowia. Well, the first thing I'm tasting is the ice cream. Now, Ben and Jerry, I'm starting to think that you're lazy. I'm starting to think that every single one of your vanilla ice cream is the same vanilla ice cream. However, a little bit of cinnamon in there. I had a little bit of je ne sais quoi. A little cinnamony tasty, or cinnamony tasty, or whatever the frig you want to call it. I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing much better. So this is what it looks like. Right? We're gonna go for normal ice cream. Now, technically speaking, there's no normal ice cream in this one. You know what? Wasn't a big fan of it. Didn't think I was gonna be a fan of it. I absolutely love it. Now, people say you taste, you eat with your mouth, but you taste with your eyes. With this one, I want you guys to observe carefully because eating with the eyes here is actually quite simple. So we got some in swirl, which is nice, but you can also see the dots. Now, if the swirl were black, it doesn't need to be a color police, but that would be vanilla. Because I can kind of see that there's a resemblance with vanilla. I'm liking it. I'm not a huge cinnamon guy, but the milk and the cream, the heavy cream and the sweetness. Actually work quite well. That's really good. Now we're in a situation that's kind of fake. We also had another ice cream today, and the ice cream was chocolate chip cookie dough core. And I didn't like the ice cream. I like the cookie dough core, but I didn't like the ice cream. With this one, I'm liking the ice cream a lot. It's just so good. It's just so good. Now, it is so fucking good. I'm telling you right now, it'll be okay, bro. It is phenomenal. It is delicious. Once again, the sweetness of the cinnamon would be too much. But with the army, with the vanilla and the cream, actually works really well. She got a semi-sweet, semi-too sweet. Ice cream, and just sweet enough. Now, we do have a special case here. I'm gonna show you once again with the flip camera. So everywhere that I go, you can see here that we have cinnamon swirl, but you can also see here that we have a delicious churros. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna prefer which one I'm gonna prefer, but we're gonna be tasting them individually. So the first one we have is the churros. Wow. Wow. You see the shit doesn't have a back. Sorry, this is weird. Wow. So, if you ever had a churros, you'll be disappointed. A churros, the beauty of a churros is almost this waffle texture. It's almost this dough, this dough that you're having in. It's sweet, it's fried, so very, I lied. Don't forget about the, what I said. Think about a donut dough. A donut dough would be the perfect example. That is one and only example that is allowed here. So you would love that. You don't expect a donut. You expect a donut to be pastry, right? You want it to be like a puffy pastry. With this one, you do get a taste of the churros, and the taste of the churros is nice. However, with the milk and the cream, it is absorbed, and it became quite dense. It became, in my mustache, it does become quite dense. However, I do really, really like it. Really, really nice. Also, shout out to the design. Very good. Okay, so this is cinnamon swirl. One of the most worried about. Wow. Wow. It's so good. Wow. I don't even know what to say here. The cinnamon dough, the cinnamon swirl, it's so close to churros in texture. And it's so sandy, grainy. It's actually enjoyable. Wow. This is unbelievable. I'm trying to get a cinnamon overdose. I'm getting a little bit of a cinnamon overdose. It's so good. So the cinnamon swirl, I was the most worried about because I don't like cinnamon that much. And that's not true. I like cinnamon in a apple pie. I like cinnamon in churros. I like it on a pancake, not a pancake, but a waffle I would love that. Now, with the cinnamon swirl, it's so good because it's so standy. You almost think that there's pieces of churros inside. Now, why this works so well is because traditionally, churros are ate with a sauce. It's either a chocolate sauce or a caramel sauce. So with these one, it really does feel like there's something akin. It's not like getting kind of the full meal, or you're getting the full churros experience. Now, this is eliteness. This is elite. And it's like the elite. I'm mind blown right now. I usually talk a lot more than that, but this is, and I want you guys to please listen. This is, and I didn't think it's gonna be. I wasn't gonna think it's gonna be. I would have, if you told me that, I would have called you crazy. Not in a crazy in the sense of haha, crazy in the sense of whoa. It is, without a doubt, my favorite Ben & Jerry ice cream. Very quick recap. The ice cream is boring. Fuck your vanilla. I had your vanilla dozen times. Dozen thousand of times. It's boring. It's something I know. Fuck that. However, the cinnamon enhanced experience. First of all, churros pieces. Churros pieces. You're getting the churros experience, but you're getting a more dense experience. You're getting the churros experience, but you're also getting a ice cream. It's filled with ice cream, which is really nice. Lastly, cinnamon swirl. Cinnamon swirl. Super tasty, super sandy. Digital experience, a lot of fun. The only flaw I'm gonna give is, once again, I'm not the biggest cinnamon guy. So the only flaw I'm gonna give is I don't know if I would be eating 4 or 5 of these. There's a lot of Ben & Jerry I could eat 4 or 5, no problem. This one I don't think I could. However, easily my favorite. It is such a cool experience. It is so nice. And yeah, definitely gonna buy it again. Now, there is a little something. There is a little something I will have to take out point from. To me, this would be perfect. I don't like to be that guy, but let's read it together. Okay. Now, this is for my French people. So if you're English people, I love you. Take it easy. Have a nice day. For my French people only. Okay. Let me show you. I want you guys to read it together. Churros for churros. Ice cream. Crème à la cannelle. So I want you guys to pay close attention to this word. Cannelle. Avec morceau de churros et tourbillon croquant de la cannelle. À la cannelle. So this is the right way. This is not the right way. So there's a little mistake. I don't really mind it, but it's just, guys, whoopsies. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Wow. Don't blink. It's your boy Yink. Welcome to the show. Guys, I'm having a wonderful day. Again, we're restarting to make content on a daily basis. Today is the 16th, by the way. 16th of May, as you say it. But I'm seeing this and I'm excited to make the video. I'm feeling great. Okay, we're feeling great for a specific reason, and that specific reason is churros, Ben & Jerry. So this morning, not yesterday, not last week, this morning we made a video on how the weather was affecting our good mood, right? Yesterday I felt really bad because it was super warm, really warm. People call it the heat wave. I think we have the heat wave expression too easy. It was hot, but it wasn't that hot. We missed a moon and we missed a sunrise. I felt bad. Today we had a nice day in the morning, and right now it's raining. It's raining, but not so much like this. In the rain, I wasn't, oh my god, I miss the good weather. So it's such a odd thing. Because you can go out of it. You can go and pass a couple of hours, a couple of days, a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks will affect you, right? But the nice weather, and I was talking about this morning how I didn't know if we were healing thanks to you guys, thanks to the nature corn. I was saying that nature corn was really helping, and people were really helping. But now seeing this, I have to say, social is the way to heal, because with social, there's days you feel alone, you feel lonely, and you don't know who to talk to. If there's a day where there's no nice weather, you're like, okay, well, whatever. So yeah, so seeing this, and it's reassuring because you do not want your mental health, because again, mental health is great, when it's not great, it's not great, right? Now what we're seeing right now, which is really good, is that, wow, just a realization, right? Just a realization, like 2 weeks ago, I was taking antidepressant medication, right? And I was feeling good, and now I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling great today. I'm not saying that tomorrow I'm going to be feeling good, I'm not saying that after tomorrow I'm going to be feeling good, but right now I feel great, and I don't want to be reliant on talking to people or reliant on the temperature to feel good, and we're kind of seeing that this is not the case, so God bless, and God bless. Okay, next on the list. Look at that, on a spring. Damn. You're making me feel less bad about downloading a video illegally. Allegedly, of course. Don't blink. Yes, you blink. I love welcome to the show. Because doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 16 minutes into 5. I am freaking creaming my pants right now. Oh, we're about to be tasting something that I'm so in love with. We're about to be tasting, you know what? Sorry, blooper, this is a French product. We'll be doing this video in French. Salut, c'est Tom Challing. J'espère que ça va bien, passe une belle journée en ce 16 mai 2025. C'est pluvieux dehors, mais il y a eu une vague de chaleur hier et aujourd'hui. La température, ça fait vraiment du bien. Aujourd'hui, je suis extrêmement content. Je suis en train de... Oh, je suis en train d'avoir des émotions. Ça m'arrête à goûter un de mes produits préférés à vie. On est en train à déguster la Maison de Savoie, qui existe depuis 1930. On a un sarment, un saucisson sec de porc. Ça, c'est mon produit préféré. C'est mon repas préféré. C'est sincèrement, là, c'est une des choses que j'ai mangé, que j'ai adoré le plus. C'est quoi l'histoire derrière ça? Je travaillais d'une boulangerie à la Chine. Le propriétaire était français, un Français de France. Puis lui, il jurait par ça. Puis il y en avait, puis il voyait le prix, puis c'était extrêmement cher. C'est très très cher, ça vaut la peine, c'est tellement bon. Puis là, qu'est-ce qui arrivait, c'est que le produit, il tombait. On appelle ça. Il était passé date. Fait qu'il nous donnait aux employés pour le manger. Tu sais, il disait, bon, mais il reste 2-3 jours. Faites jeter, vous le mangez, si vous voulez manger, vous le mangez, si vous ne mangez pas, on va le jeter. Check ça. Check ça, mon gars, check ça. Aussi, qu'est-ce qui est vraiment important pour comprendre? Si j'ai une famille qui est très très modeste, j'ai été élevé à la manière de tu manges et qu'on te donne. L'important, c'est pas ce que l'important, c'est que tu manges. Tu comprends? Et que ça, son comme ça me ferait toujours plaisir. Juste l'odeur. Ça me rappelle tellement des bons souvenirs. Je me rappelle au magasin le café que je travaillais. Je travaillais 5 jours semaine. Je travaillais 8 heures, je travaillais au minimum. J'en achetais un par jour. C'est à ça, c'est pas que je l'aimais. Maintenant, je l'achète pas parce que c'est assez trop cher. J'ai ces 4 cadeaux, je l'ai acheté. Mais ça, sincèrement. Oh mon dieu. Oh l'odeur. Oh l'odeur. Wow. Vous êtes prêts? On déguste. Wow. Encore. Maison de Savoie, le sarment. Wow. 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 Orgasme spirituel. Wow. 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 Oh mon dieu. À mes yeux, là, je suis pas être méchant. C'est qu'il y a des choses qui sont vieilles, c'est de l'artisanat, c'est des choses qui ont vieilli, qui ont bien vieilli, tu sais. Je suis pas être méchant, mais je pense pas qu'il y aurait une boulangerie qui ferait ça vraiment. Mais l'effort l'a mis là-dedans. La farine, ça c'est des saucissons. Tu vois le métal? Ouais, ils prennent le métal puis ils l'accrochent au plafond. Ils font des chambres de fumée, de fumigation. Ça sent tellement bon, c'est tellement salé. C'est vraiment salé, mais ça coûte un petit peu comme... C'est vraiment une saucisse de qualité, là. Tu sais, j'ai grandi en mangeant des saucisses à dog, j'adore les saucisses à dog. J'adore ça. Mais ça une coche de plus, là. C'est artisanal, là. Tu vois qu'il y a un sentiment de bien-être, un sentiment de confortable. Il y a un sentiment de pur plaisir avec ça. Wow. Je vais vous montrer en dedans. Morceau de gras, séché. Wow. 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 Avec pâtis ici là-dedans. L'effet naturel. Il croit de fond dans la bouche. Wow. Désolé parce que sinon. Viande, ingrédients, viande de porc, gras de porc, sel, sucre, poivre, muscade. Méthylation, plus de bactérienne, enveloppée de collagène. Qu'est-ce qui me dérange de ça tellement, là? C'est que ça, là. Prends un pain. Baguette qui sort du four. Un peu de beurre. Chaud fondu. C'est tout. Mais c'est cher. Mais c'est très cher. C'est très très cher. Ça, c'est comme 7 $. Wow. Je capote. Je vous laisse manger ça, ça va me faire plaisir. Wow. Oh. Wow. Don't blink, it's your buying. Welcome to the show. This is Walk, having a wonderful day. As you can see, very cloudy outside. On the 16 May 2025. We are eating primal sausage and some ice cream that's subprimal. We're of course talking about the raw liver documentary that came out on Netflix this week, which is about the Liver King, which is a YouTuber named Brian Johnson. So I told you guys about my relationship with Brian. Now we're gonna go into the documentary and my original talk. So I never watched a video from Brian Johnson because, again, when I want to watch somebody that works out, I'm gonna watch Rich Piana or Sam Sulek. You don't need to be watching 12, 15. What was a good documentary? I forgot to say it was a good documentary. What experience to be having watched this? You don't need to be watching 15 content creator about weight loss. So the behind the scenes of what's going on is Liver King was a guy that sold product and promised you a result. He promised you to have this. He sold the 9 principle of primal living, which is living via olden days where human had to take care of day in, day out. You know, they had to take care of so many things. And they had a really hard life, but they had a perfect body. They had a perfect amount of fat. They were really in shape. So Brian is the guy that talks about how he was how did I start the video? So I never watched Liver King. However, there was a huge controversy because he did promise you some. You see, that's the thing. That's a very different thing. He promised you a sure way of losing some weight or getting in shape. Right? There's not a sure way. The sure way is sleep, eat, and it's funny because his son, which is Rad, I think it's like 16 years old. In the documentary, say that he say sleep well, eat well. That's it. He doesn't talk about product and shit like that. So you started the family, and it's cool because Brian, which is again Liver King, really involved his family, his wife, his 2 sons, himself. So we have the documentary. So my experience with Liver King, very little. I knew who he was. I knew what he was. But I didn't know much about him. I saw the rise of fame, but the rise of shame, which is when he got caught doing steroids. Now, I did know about Brian Johnson a little bit before. The problem with Brian Johnson was he kept on lying that he didn't do steroids. So the first part of the documentary is talking about Brian. So how he didn't have a father growing up, how he was weak, how his kids were weak. So that I believe that his kids were weak and he went for something that wasn't transformed, went for something that was very natural. And then because it's natural, the kids felt better. They had I think it's an allergic reaction, to be honest. I don't think it was something in the DNA. I think it was allergic reaction with the oldest because they're different age. And then when the oldest was constantly sick, then they said, okay, well, we'll take care of this. And they didn't try with the youngest, right? I think it was an allergic reaction. So the Liver King documentary, we're talking about the rise of fame and how much of a star he really was and how loved he was. Talking about how he was put on the map because of the Impulsive podcast, and how he built a business. We see that business, and that's what I love. he had a right to fame. We have the business aspect of it. So company behind, we have a CEO of a company of nutriment to say, hey, we support him, right? We saw how this guy, and this is the craziest part about the documentary. So the documentary, to me, the Brian thing was boring. So my main problem with Brian is, I understand where you're coming from. The growing up with no dads, and he grew up watching Rambo, watching Terminator with Arnold, and I can understand that. You understand? He was pushed to achieve a physique. He was watching Conan, and it's surprising because a lot of people, they got into bodybuilding thanks to Conan. I guess Arnold was one of the first, if not the first, bodybuilder in theater. That was kind of nice to see that because this is something we heard about before. I don't remember who it was. I think it was I don't remember who it was. There was somebody that I heard that, a popular YouTuber, something like that. So then we get the whole Instagram and the cliques and the family, and you literally see him becoming this huge star, and everybody loves him, and everybody has his back, like Logan Paul, multiple podcasts, right? And then of course what happened is we see the it's a good documentary for the wrong reason. We see the downfall, how it got exposed, right? And now everybody that used to support him spit in his face. So for example, Logan Paul's like, yo, we love the channel, we love the Liver King, and then that's like, yo, you lied to my face. You fucking knew, dude, right? So then what's annoying about the documentary is, at first, it's a really good documentary. It's really good because it is the beginning, it is the behind the scene, it is how everything happened, which is really good. Now, after that, what happened is it does feel like a protective piece on Liver King, a redemption piece of, oh, I fucked up and I want to be good. Right? The problem with Brian, my biggest problem is I don't mind a liar. I do not mind a liar. Saying that, see, the problem with Brian is, yes, he's a liar. Why I'm saying I don't mind a liar is because, yes, he sold you the product and he's like, yo, if you think it's going to be helping you a lot. Why don't I mind this lie? Because you constantly saw Brian working out on TikTok Live, on Instagram Live. You always saw him working out. So we have this software, which is really good. So I really do feel that, yes, I'm selling you products and they help you, but I'm also showing them working out and how much I'm working out. So it is a lie, but it's not a big lie. So for example, right, I'm selling you an apple, right? And I'm telling you that this is a very good apple, and I'm selling it to you for a bit more than a normal apple, right? And I'm selling the apple, and I'm like, dude, this is the best apple you ever had, right? But then in the same store, there's other apples that are less expensive. You chose to buy the expensive apple. This is your choice. It's not my fault. So I don't have a problem with that. Now the manipulation, that really bugged me. Brian was manipulating people, saying, hey, I was self-conscious, I did it for that, that's why I lied. Okay, I lied, I'm honest about it. He did apologize, which I applaud, but Charlie Penguin said it best, and they showed it on the documentary. It feels like an apology because you got caught, not an apology because I was sincere. So this is what you're seeing, right? Next on the list. The documentary was really good. The Brian Johnson thing, again, it was boring because and I'm not trying to diss people that did the documentary. It's such a viewed concept. There's a lot of people on YouTube that did documentary on the head already, and they're possibly better done or more accurate. See, nobody talks, well, a lot of people talk about Liver King as much, but it's not its prime. It's not primal anymore. The problem with the documentary is that we focus on the wrong thing. So the focus of the documentary is not Liver King. There's a way better focus than that. The interesting part of the documentary is how much we took a guy, and it's so cool because they show failed take. We took a guy and they showed one in his first video, and the guy was shy. Brian was shy. Didn't know how to talk to camera. Didn't know how to sell shit. The dude was shy. He couldn't sell for shit. And then you know what we did? We said, you know what, we're going to help you sell shit. We're going to help you sell A, B, and C. And then we're going to make a marketing campaign. And there's company behind it. And we took a guy and his ID and we made it a superstar. Now, you want to know the truth? Do I think Brian Johnson is guilty of scamming his fan? No. Why? Because you put a guy that was following a principle, right? Now, you made him a superstar. If you made a wrong person superstar, for example, I love Sam Sulek. Sam Sulek basically took one sponsorship, and it was for a protein company, right? Which is the product that he used. To me, it's insane because you took a guy and you made him a business. Yes, Brian lied, but we gave him the tool to lie. See, I can scream at people and scream lies and say, hey, the end of the world is coming. If nobody's listening, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You gave him a platform, you boosted the platform. Company made sure that he had the platform and was the loudest. It's not about how loud you are, but your reach. I can be the loudest if I don't reach anybody, who cares? I can whisper, but if 20 people hear it, it still matters. So you took a guy, and you start using him. It's complex because I don't think they're using him. I think there's a, yeah, there is this mentality of, so you see, Brian made millions thanks to the scam, but he also made other company millions. And Brian was merely, and I'm sorry to say, but he was merely a mascot. He was a loud guy with fucking muscle. The concept was him, but he wasn't in charge. Company was in charge. Company manages social media, they can manage everything. And I think those people should be held in charge too. It's one thing to classify the mascot, it's another thing to classify the system. When you have a mascot, which is Brian Johnson, promoting a system, who is the guilty part? Is it the mascot or the system? It is the system. The mascot is promoting wrong ID, but it's the system at the same time. Now, what is really sad is you saw this kid and now they're talking. It's a bit of a cult. They were talking about the raw. See, and that's for every single YouTuber. We talked with the 8 Passenger, how there was some abuse. We talked about a Family Channel, how there was some abuse, right? Family of 5, fucking assholes. Father of 5, Daddy of 5. I'm sorry. There's a lot of abuse, and you can see that. You can directly see the impact that it had on the kid's life, right? Even the name, fucking Striker and Radical, fucked up names, right? But yeah, so the documentary was good, but I think it exposed the system. It exposed the system where we're able to manufacture a celebrity. We're able to manufacture that people will see your video. We're able to manufacture that you'll be able to sell the product. The more reach you have, the more product you can sell, and we can take care of the reach. We can control the reach, right? That is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Not quick. I'm so tired. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 16 minutes and 25. You can tell we're doing a lot better. So with doing better equates content. We're gonna be doing a quick video because your boy is on a schedule. So without further ado, as they say in multiple language, but the most beautiful of them all, which is French. I know, a lot of people get mad, but I don't care. We're gonna be doing a review on season 2 of Trailer Park Boy. Yes, one of my favorite show, if not my favorite show. You know. So before we even start, I have to check out the name of the episode, and they help me out a lot. That does help me a lot. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. I know the show by heart, so even with only the name of the episode, I'll be doing more than good to tell you. So to me, I forgot just how good season 2 is. But season 2 is such a different experience than season 1. It is crazy how fast it is a different experience. This is insane because in the first season, like I told you, it's documentary. The season 2 almost right away feel like a comedy. It is one of my favorite seasons. It is so good. There's so much introduced. What I love about season 2 is they're unapologetic. They present you with characters like Ray. Ray takes a bigger place. Sarah, who I forgot how little she had to do in season 1. Season 2, she is one of the main characters. And I'm gonna be saying something. People are not gonna be happy about this. We're filming the nature one. But season 2 Sarah is peak Sarah, is prime Sarah. She is gorgeous. But it's also the fact that she's with Ricky. Lucy and Ricky are amazing, but it gets old really quick. It gets annoying really quick. For some reason, Sarah and Ricky really feels genuine, really feels organic, really feels like, yo, they belong together, right? So that's what I love. I love that we get to see Ray. J-Rock also have a way more important role. Bubbles also have a way more important role. So what I love about season 2 is they're unapologetic and saying, you met those characters in season 1, and if you don't remember who they are, that's your fault. So season 2 also have so many fucking meme. We have the Bubble, like I found this cat in a storm drain. That's a nice looking cat. The Bubble Pimp, one of the funniest episodes ever made. J-Rock starting to say gnome instead of no, I'm saying it's gnome saying. It is so freaking good. Easily one of the top episodes, one of the top season as a whole. There's also, and please, I'm gonna be doing something controversial today. I'm gonna be referring to Elliot Page, which is a he, as Ellen Page as a her. So Elliot Page is a Canadian actor. You might have seen him in Inception. You might have seen him in Juno. Super funny, but I know him as Trin or Trinity, which is the daughter of Jim Leahy. It's not a real daughter. They're not related. But even in season 2, also you have this old plot. So season 1, what happened is it's really tough because season 1 is you have this whole season about one specific subject. This is the first time we're having specific episode and then some. So for example, the growing wheat, right? So season 2, I just love season 2. It is the golden part. You forget how good non-important moment feels. Like for example, and I'm sorry to say, but the whole relationship of Trin and Ricky has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with the story. And the reason they give you for this relationship is like, well, you know, I miss my daughter because Ricky is a good father. And when I'm with you, Trin, I feel like think about my daughter. So we got season 2, episode 1. What happened to my park? So Ricky and Julian goes to jail. That was the great thing about early season of Trailer Park Boy. So season goes on, the end, they go to jail, then they have to restart from zero. What happened to my park is Ricky leaving, and this is really cool because you can kind of see like a butterfly effect. You really want to dive in, butterfly effect, super cool. So the first thing that you're seeing is we have, for example, Ricky left, and because Ricky left, the park was doing okay, because the park was doing okay, Jim Leahy thought he was in control. Because Jim Leahy thought he was in control. When Randy came to see him and say, hey, can I be assistant supervisor? He was like, no, I got this under control. Then the fact that Ricky Lev made Lucy single, and Lucy would go after Julian, but Julian is also in jail. So the third choice is Randy. We have Bubble, which is there, which I fucking love, because Bubble, even in season 2, you can kind of see that Bubble is such a complex character. He's beloved. The relationship between him and Leahy is amazing. He still call Leahy Mr. Leahy, which is an honorific term. He respects Mr. Leahy. But also when the guys get arrested, Leahy, the first thing he says, the first thing he says, the guy in the glasses is with me. Bubbles is with me to protect Bubbles. He doesn't give a fuck about Julian and Ricky, which is normal because those guys are private criminals. But they're saying like, yo, that's the guy with me. So we have now it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to check. Okay, it's more. Okay, so the first thing is they're like, yo, they found a plan. Dude, I watched it today and I already forgot. That's just a shame. So we're seeing then, and the first episode, the nicest thing is Sarah's like, yo, Lucy kind of fucked you over, right? And because he felt bad, and then Sarah and Ricky gets together. Now Sarah and Ricky had experience when they were younger. They already fucked, but I really like this couple. So in the first episode, they're like, yo, the park went to shit. He's like, yo, when I the park, I need to start selling drugs, which is growing dope. They found a system where you could sell it to inmates, which is the best place, and it would come from the guardian, the prison guard. So since the prison guard are involved, there's no risk, and it's higher pay. So that's really cool. You're seeing the way they're seeing Bubbles, they miss Bubbles. So this is the first time we're seeing. And the craziest thing is, Bubble is also very different because they get out of jail and like, yo, we have to start stealing some shit. And then the first reaction of Bubble is like, yo, you've been out of jail for a couple minutes, and then you're already talking about committing crime. So episode number 1 is a lot of story building. So in a show where the plot isn't super important, having a certain plot is important. For example, Julian loses everything, and the funniest part is he started to get money to get car stereos, and he sells them to J-Rock. Now J-Rock and Bubble is a weird experience. So J-Rock and Bubbles, whenever you look at the behind the scene, whenever you look at the deleted scene, they're very close. They're very close. We never step on camera. We see a bit of season 2, but not that much. So he tells Julian, this is my MVP moment of episode 1. He tells Julian, he's like, yo, I cannot buy those serums because somebody's gonna take them, and then Julian doesn't understand, and John's like, yo, T, translate for me, Tyrone is best friend. And then Tyrone's like, oh, no, you lost me. And it's Bubble that translates, so that is super fucking cool. I love that. We also have the introduction of Trinity season, episode number 2. Julian and Ricky have to make sure, good. So you can see that the park went to shit, and you can see how much they're drunk. There's a couple episodes in episode 1 where there's a couple episodes where you see how much Jim has fallen into alcoholism. He's drinking constantly. People are mad at him. So they have this election. And this election, which is really cool, is you had the direct cause of effect of season 1. Because Sam fixed Ricky got infected in jail. They discovered that he had bullet wounds. They're like, yo, who helped you? And then he snitched on Sam. And then because of that, Sam loses practice. He loses everything, which means that he's looking for something, which implies him in the story, which is really cool. They have this, oh man, what a good show. They have this whole episode about Sarah and Ricky were trying to get together because Sarah had the back of Ricky. And admittedly, the way they get together is a bit sus because you don't expect them to be together, but they have such chemistry on the screen. I would have liked to see that for sure. Fun fact, Sarah Dunsworth is the daughter of Jim Leahy, who is John Dunsworth, right? Fun fact, a lot of people don't know that. By the way, I forgot to say it yesterday, R.I.P. John Dunsworth, R.I.P. Philadelphia Collins. Yeah. R.I.P. What's her name? I forgot her name, I'm so sorry. Fuck. So now we have an election, and it is, the election is basically Sam Roscoe wants to be elected. Now, the cool part about this episode is the fact that, Julian wants to help Jim Leahy, and it's kind of funny because in this episode, Jim tells Randy, "Yo, I like you, I love you. You're gonna have the park and be the park supervisor." He breaks Randy and Lucy up. Now, the breakup with Lucy and Randy could have been much more effective if Ricky started to date Sarah, and then he was like, "Yo, Lucy wants to get with me," but he didn't do that, right? However, what is really cool is you see in the next episode, Randy becomes the park supervisor in the weekend, and when Julian and Ricky comes to congratulate him, like, you guys don't care, but Jim still believes in them. So that's the greatness of Jim. And I gotta say, the episode itself is a little bit boring because the whole time it's about fucking over Sam Roscoe. Now, the greatest thing about episode number 2 is that Sam actually goes after the boys, say, yo, you fucked me over, so I'm gonna fuck you over again. And it's all thing that we saw. And if you look at season 1, you don't think that they're gonna fuck over. You don't remember that. So it's not like, oh, you have a vendetta for no reason. No, we know the reason. So they give Sam some mushrooms. But it is super funny. It is super funny because they give Sam some mushroom and can have a speech. And then you have Jim Leahy, who plays the drunken. And by the way, he was never drunk on set. That was in the behind the scenes, so he's just a good actor. And he gives you a speech. And that speech should give you a shiver. Great acting. There's also the beginning. This is the introduction of Steve Roger, which is the celebrity of Silicon Valley. He's the celebrity. He's not a celebrity, but it's like the local news host. And he's a celebrity in the world without celebrities. Yeah, episode number 3. I know cats and dogs that are smarter than Corey and Trevor. Now, this episode is kind of bittersweet when you know what happened to Corey and Trevor. Corey and Trevor are like the punching bag of everybody on the show. They let the show. Corey came back and it's like, yo, and they really treated Corey back. When he came back, was really treated well. The whole story about Corey is they were treated the same behind the scene as in front of the scene, so kind of like reject, kind of like second class, right? So this whole episode is J-Rock. Julian's trying to make some money to get some equipment, and it's super good because they create a bar, and then they steal equipment, and it's just such a cool thing because you got Ricky who's in charge of Trevor and Corey, and you can kind of see the quote unquote hierarchy of the park. Julian at the top, Ricky at the bottom, then Trevor and Corey at the bottom. We don't even see Bubble there, so they steal. The funny thing about the show is that they went to give out Trevor and Corey went to give out some pamphlet to invite people to the park. Oh, the phone closed because it's too hot. It's okay. It is more than okay. 70% shit. what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. We'll find a way. We will find a way. And they go to a gay bar. They go to a gay bar, and they give out some pamphlet, and it's only gay dudes, which is super funny. Once again, Dripper Boy being ahead of the time for the gay community. So that's super cool. A dope caravan is in place for Kitty. This is one of the sad episodes of this season 2, but it's a really good episode. So you got Ricky, and I gotta say, I don't talk about Ricky a lot. I don't talk about the characters a lot, but there's so much behind the scene that I have to talk about. So for example, the fact that Ricky misses his daughter and gets closer to Trina. The fact that he falls in love with Sarah. Surprisingly enough, I would say that season 2 is about Ricky because he meets Sarah and he has a good relationship. And even when he goes back to Lucy, he's like, "Yo, I'm really happy with Sarah. I'm really happy with her. I don't want to go back to you." But then he ends up in jail, and because he ends up in jail, he ends up being with Lucy when he come back. We get more information about Bubbles, how he didn't have any parents, how his cats were sick because of Sam Lusco. So Sam, the craziest thing is they introduce him as you owe me something, right? And then it's so well made. So the first time that we see Sam is like, "Yo, you fuck me over, I'm gonna fuck you over." Then he cooks some hot dogs, which is stupid, but he made some. Doesn't even take the park. He puts his garbage everywhere, and the cats are getting in there. And then he's a chat to Bubbles, right? And then you don't fuck with Bubble because then you fuck with Ricky and Julian, right? So it sucks. They have this. They use Bubble shed to grow dope. There is a wrong. There is a wrong connection, I guess, and then the whole trailer burned down, which is Bubble trailer, and he burned down the bubble machine, which is where he got the name Bubbles, which is a shame. There's a really sweet moment with Trina, which she gives him a bubble maker, like a little cheap one. You really like it. Yeah, and they just burned it. Once again, it's Ricky that burns it. Big blame Chloe and Trevor, which is, and then even Bubble knows it's Ricky. So then Bubble gets into a fight with those two, and then it's important because this is the only time that Bubble fight with them. Bubble will fight with Julian a lot, but that's just part of the characters that they all get back. This is the very first time where the 3 guys are separated, and this is possibly the very last time where they're separated. So we have Trin, and you know what, Trin, which is the daughter of Jim Leahy, you think that she just want to follow Ricky because he's a cool one, but then you realize just how shitty it is. And there's moments of the show that I don't remember, but I saw today and I was like, holy shit, and it's fucking beautiful. Like, Jim doesn't treat his daughter well. He focuses on Randy. He's not a drunk idiot, but he doesn't focus on Trinity. And even his mom, her mom is flirting with Sam. Jim is flirting with Randy. So everybody kind of forgets about Trinity. And then the best part about it is right away the relationship between Trinity and Ricky is toxic. Trinity is kind. Ricky kind of takes advantage of the kindness, but not in a bad way. So it's like, yo, when you want to help me out, okay, I'll let you help me out. When you shouldn't ask a kid that. However, he comes to defend her. So Ricky feels about himself, feels like a loser. The main subject of Ricky in this season is he feels like he's lesser than Julian. That's something that really bugs him. So he wants to get his grade 10, which he gets at the end. Congratulations, Ricky. And then what ended up happening is Trinity's the one behind him. So they spend a lot of time together. And I think the fact that Ricky's a student also brings them closer. But then Leahy's like, yo, get away from my daughter. And then Ricky gives him shit. It's like, you're a shitty father. Try to take care of your daughter. She's always grounded for some fucking stupid reason. And he actually defends Trinity. And I don't remember that. I do not remember that, which is crazy. Wait a second, Trina, the daughter of Ricky, is also Trinity. I never even realized that. Holy shit, I'm not a real fan. Episode number 5, Bible Pimp. I fucking love this episode. This episode is easily my favorite, so we get a lot more of Ray. I gotta say, Ray, as a kid, I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all. I thought it was boring. I had a wrong opinion on Ray because Ray was behind the show. He was the director of the show. And Ray, when he saw that the show was getting more and more popular, he took a more and more leading role. So it felt like, oh, I'm a director, but I also play in it, and I'm going to write down a role where I am. But as I grew up, he's like the only father figure for the boys. He took care of Bubble, he took care of Ricky. Even the kind of rivalry between Julian and Ray is because, so Julian believed that Ray fucked Ricky up, but then Ray did the best thing that he could. Ray took care of his kid, being a drunk and a druggie. You know, the mom of Ricky wasn't there, so he did his best, right? And Julian's like, fuck you, didn't do good enough. And Ray's like, who were tell me I'm not good enough? I did what I did, and look at Ricky. Ricky is pretty good. And Ricky can call him a lot of things, he's a good father. And he learned being a good father from Ray. So you see more of that. So Bible Pimp is there's a guy who sells Bible. Why is it also important is because we kind of get Ricky and Julian are very similar. They're both looking for a relationship. So when the relationship happens, it's a really good thing because you find a Bible Pimp, which is a pimp and is whore, and Julian falls in love, and then Julian has a thing for stripper. He always has a thing for stripper. Who doesn't? And Ricky's like, yo, Sarah's a good girlfriend. And then that's when you say, I'm gonna treat her right, which she deserves. And you know the craziest thing? There's always episodes or speeches of Ricky saying, hey, I need to win Lucy back. But there's never one time where Ricky says to Lucy, I will treat you good. But he said that about Sarah, which is crazy. So they go, and then Bubble is really mad. There's a beautiful communication between Bubbles and J-Rock, which is basically J-Rock hooking up Bubble with a caravan where you can sleep. It's really cool. And I feel bad because J-Rock is a really good friend to Bubble, really, really good friend. However, he isn't Julian and Ricky, and Bubble prefer Ricky and Julian, yeah. So then what happened is, he has this, he doesn't want nothing to do with them. Ricky apologized because he burned down his trailer, which is not cool. And then there's Bible Pimp. And right away, Bubble, he's like, yo, I don't trust him. And this is the very first thing we learn about Ray. Ray, he loves Ricky so much that he's drunk and he gets scammed for a Bible for $60, and then Bubble is going to defend him, which I really enjoy. And then when Bubble defend Ray, the Bible Pimp, I don't know what's that fucking name, he's like, yo, is Bubble okay? And Ray's like, nah, Bubble is the smartest guy in the park, which I really enjoy because they have each other's back. I really like that. That being said, continuing, we have the Bible Pimp, which again, he has his whore. They steal the weed, but there's so many, I'm so sorry, there's so many interesting moments. For example, Ricky talked about how Ray always taught him and Julian that to take a girl out, you need to take her to a buffet, which is super funny. Julian really falls in love when he told Ricky, yo, focus on that, right? And it's just so fucking good, such a good episode. And then at the very end, it is so funny because my favorite part of the show is, and this is all season, is how J-Rock defends Bubble. So Leahy's like, yo, Bubble, and most a bit weaker. Ricky can live in his car, there's no problem. Bubble lives in a caravan. It's like, nah, you can't. The best part about it is Bubble gets in trouble with Leahy, and Jerk is defending him. It's like, yo, I'm gonna be hooking up power. I'm gonna be hooking up some a water source, and this is gonna be falling under a mobile home, which makes it a legal place. So I really like that. I really like that. Got a Bubble Pimp once again. What is interesting about this episode? It's just greasy. Oh, by the way, it's the first time that Ricky and Julian and Leahy had a deal to make him ancient park supervisor. So the Bubble Pimp ended up scamming 28 people from the park. We don't know how many people are in the park. Are there 100? Are there 200? Are there 40? I don't know. So then Julian's like, yo, I need you, Leahy. So they work together, and Julian stops in a gangster way to get the money back on the Bubble Pimp, and Leahy calls the cop because if Julian calls the cop, they won't come. But that's pretty much it for Bubble Pimp. Greatest episode of season 2. Episode 6. Oh, this is so good. Episode 6. Such a good episode. Holy shit. Episode 6, Never Trust a Man with his shirt off. So the episode is basically Randy and Leahy pretending that they're having a fight. That way, Randy can infiltrate the boys. Now, there is a lot of lore from this episode, which is like, kind of interesting. Randy is the same age as the boys. So when they were a kid, they would play together. Randy is from the park. So what happened is Randy got from the park, and then he moved with his grandma, so he left the park, and then he came back. It's so cool. We have the meme where Ricky calls jalapeno. So we have the whole thing. Randy's like, yo, me and Mr. Leahy, we're done. Please, can I be your friend? And he buys our affection. So the guy says yes, and it's really cool because we like Randy. So Trailer Park Boys, they had this really big problem. They really big problem. So they always had the same two villains, which is Cyrus and Leahy. Leahy died after season 10. Yeah. So then Randy was a big character. So in real life, Randy, which is Pat Roach, I know all of the behind the scenes of Trailer Park Boys, so I'm the guy to tell you. Pat Roach was really close to the boys, really close. So they're always saying like there's 4 members of the boys. The fourth unofficial member is Pat Roach. The funny thing is, people will say J-Rock. J-Rock was also super involved. However, when Trailer Park Boy ended, J-Rock went to do some other thing. He went to do Mr. D, where he is a principal. He went to do some other project. I think he was very successful. Pat Roach was always behind the boys, and when they created SwearNets, which is their company, when they took, so the problem with Trailer Park Boys was they were swearing a lot, right? Now, with the swearing, you can't swear on cable. So they bought SwearNets to make it a internet company, and then they could produce Trailer Park Boy with swear because it was an internet company. I'm trying to get this because this is so delicious, but the metal thing is gonna fuck me in my teeth. I want to fuck my teeth. So yeah, so long story short, Randy goes in and he tells them. And then it's funny because he ended up betraying the guys, and the only one I didn't believe him was Julian. And the funniest thing about that was that Julian said Never Trust a Man with no shirt off. And in season 3, Ricky had a scene with Leahy becomes a guy with no shirt off. I'll tell you guys tomorrow when we see season 3. And then when Ricky doesn't have a shirt off, and he becomes kind of the enemy of the boys because he wants to have a job, and he becomes kind of a friend with Leahy for a job. And Bubble's like, can we trust Ricky? And then Julian says Never Trust a Man with no shirt off. So that's really cool. Now, what ended up happening is a lot more of Trin. And that sucks because Trinity, Julian had it right. Julian says, the more we keep Trinity around, the more Leahy's gonna come because he has emotional attachment to her. He doesn't care about Trinity, doesn't care about me, he cares about her. And then Ricky has to tell Trinity like, yo, it sucks. That's really sad. Ricky has to tell Trinity like, yo, I can't hang out with you. And Trinity gets him a shirt. She really likes Ricky as the older brother. And in this episode, she tells Julian, like, yo, I don't know what to do. My life is kind of shitty. Jim is with Leahy and my mom is with Sam. My life's kind of shitty. Nobody cares about me. And it sucks. It really sucks. Now, technically speaking, I have a scoop for you guys. So the reason as to why, that's a cool scoop. The reason as to why Trina was introduced was Trinity's mom wanted her daughter to be an actress. So Trinity started playing her first role ever was in Trailer Park Boys. Now the mom watched her show and she didn't like the show. She's like, no, my daughter's not gonna partake in that. That's why they had Trina. Yeah. And then Trinity come back in season 3. She come back. So the cool thing is, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Never Trust a Man with no shirt off. What ended up happening is they go to the dope and they're finding the dope and like, yo, they changed the avenue, which is really cool. And once again, is how small Leahy has power because they think he's drunk. This is really cool. Then we got I'm gonna talk about episode number 7, which is the last one. The Bear Pimp Project. So basically what happened is Sam asked Barbara, and again this is I did watch it yesterday, but this is not, I just didn't watch it. So this is really for the guy that's not too sure about what he's talking about. So Sam wants to marry Barbara, which is the ex-wife of Leahy. If he marries Barbara, then he becomes the neutral park supervisor. If he becomes the neutral park supervisor, you'll be able to kick the boys out of the park. They want to be in the park. So they ended up fucking him over and making him cheat on making him cheat on the stuff. Making him cheat on Barbara, right? It's super funny. Is the classical meme of Bubbles and the Blair Witch Project. I've never been so frisky in my life. You have J-Rock making a porn film, and then when Julian tells him the budget is like, I don't remember if it's $80 or $800, and it's like, yo, this is a pro production. I fucking love this. But the most important part of this episode is the fact that we have Lucy coming back, and my experience with Lucy is so done because Lucy ended up being a very bad person after the show. So there was this whole Me Too movement, and Lucy was the one that said that multiple artists kind of R-word her. But the reality is not true. She was lying. She was lying to get publicity. She wanted to be an actress, and Trailer Park was the only place she ever got a job. She even accused Bubble. And that sucks. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot pretend that's when you rape you. That's not okay. So you have the return of Cyrus, which is a fight, the other return of freaking. It's so good. So you got Ricky's taking his grade 10, which he passes. You got a lot more relationship between Sarah and Ricky, which we love. And it's so cool because you're seeing Bubbles. And this is why I love Trailer Park Boys. You see Bubble, Ray, and Sarah being there for Ricky. And you don't see Julian as kind of like, ugh, you know, why Julian? But then what ended up happening, which is really good, is that he passed the test, and because he passed the test, he fights with Cyrus. Cyrus fights with him because Ricky smokes, Cyrus snitch. Ricky snitched back, which is kind of allowed. When somebody snitch, you can snitch. Snitches get stitches, but only the first snitches get stitches. So then he finds out Lucy, and Lucy right away she's like, yo, I wanna get back with you. And then Ricky's like, no, I'm good with Sarah. And I would have loved to get more of Ricky and Sarah. At the end, we have Julian, who ended up selling all the dope the same morning. We have a super cool Trina moments where she makes fun of Randy. Fuck, I love this. And to finish with this whole video, because it's already 30 minutes, holy shit. It's just a great season. So season 2, baby. In the wraps to do. Tomorrow we'll do season 3. Holy macaroni. 11%, what the fuck? Ah. Good. My I think we're back, but we'll be doing only one video. Good. Okay, my apologies, I forgot to turn on the tower. We, of course, are going to be filming the niche corn, because the sunrise is done, but it doesn't mean that it's not noise. I'm going to do this. I had to. I'm never going to get it go. Don't blink, it's the point. Because I had a wonderful 16th, 2025. We're filming both the tower, and then some more the tower. Today we filmed a lot of nature corn because there was a lot to film. There was a lot to be filmed. It was a beautiful, beautiful nature corn. So we got to enjoy it together. But you know what's better than nature corn? There is a. Oops, I'm not recording. See, it broke again. Why are you constantly breaking? Why are you constantly breaking? I hate this. I hate this. Oh, I hate this. More towers better. And now I don't even know if I did this. For fuck's sake. Okay. I don't even know if I did the okay, that's good. I did the free 15 gems. Free 15 gems. Good. Okay, perfect. Resume battle, of course. We have a tournament today. Let's not forget that. But we have some good weather, so we're good. Okay, perfect. Okay, we got a couple of videos to do. Let's do them. But before that, let's play a little bit of the tower. I'm at 5%. Shit, I'm at 5%. I'm at 5%. Oh, dude. I'm at 5%. Okay. Well, that's okay. It's okay. I'm never gonna let it go. Whoa, whoa, please don't you know. Wait, do both. Okay, so now 4%. %, which means we will not be able to film the nature corn. Sorry. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. 2% shit. I don't have enough batteries to film nature corn. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Relaxing. Well, just wait a little bit. Good, okay. My better, huh? I got 32%. Okay. Okay. Get your phone charged a little bit more. I hate this. For reals. Because I don't like not being able to do stuff. I don't mind not doing stuff, but I don't mind not being able to. That kills me. Ouch. Never gonna get together. You just got a night tonight, and let it shine. Just all night, like the 4th of July. The baby, you're firework. Tell her get your love with words. Make it go, 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 go. Let it shine, go, go, go. Baby, you're firework. What's the next thing? Baby, you're a firework. I never thought about it. Cause it's going down a path I can't follow. You know what you think, cause I'm not like you. Well, you know, you ain't gonna get me. Do-do. You burn against me. You deny yourself. Man, this is the power of the done that. I love you, I'm going to lose your mind again now. Let me go with everything you're going to destroy. Don't lecture me. Obi-Wan, I see through the light of the Jedi. I see. That is do. Peace, freedom, and security to my new empire. You're a empire, don't make me kill you. And again, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy, and I wouldn't be my enemy. When you said really not so they'll do what I must. You will try, you fail, you again, and you fail, you. You know the Jedi were planning to take over. I can just a little propagating is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Will bend your walls. This is the end for you, my master. And over and again, to the high ground, high ground. The rest will make my tower. The China's over. You were the chosen one. You're the forgive and destroy. You think I'll join you. I'm so forced from living in darkness. I hate you. You were my brother and a kid. Oh, I love you. Again? 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 You're not with me. Nope, because it's copyrighted. Now can you break your heart? Now can you break your heart? I never stopped loving you. Cause you were going down a path I can't follow. How much you think I do? I found come back, I love you. Liar, no. But then you betray me. You might have to kill me. No, I can't let her go. You turned against me. You've done that yourself. You've done it so me. When you love the power of the way done that. Never allowed it, dark world to waste your mind. Till now, I could become the very thing you so destroy. Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan, I see through the light of the Jedi. I can refuse the dark side. You brought peace, freedom, and security to my new empire. Empire! You Anakin, my enemies is still the Republic. The democracy, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. When you send your little solo, don't do what I must. You will try, you fail, you're a failure. And all the Jedi were trying to take over. Anakin, Chancellor, Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost. This is the end for you, my master. It's over, Anakin. Got the high ground, high ground. You make my power. I'm trying to solve. If you were the chosen one, they would say that you would destroy me. That I'm joining the balance to the force. Now leaving in darkness, I hate you. You were my brother, Anakin, I love you. Great song, great song, great song. Great song. Last time. Luke. Great song, the copyrighted. You break your mind. Anakin, break your my heart. I never stopped loving you. But you were going down a path I can't follow. You're down to be with you. I'm back, I love you. Liar, no. You went him to betray me. You got him here to kill me. But oh, I can't let her go. You've done that against me. You've done that yourself. Nothing from me. The power of the done that. And thought of this, I want to waste your mind. Until now, you have become the very thing you swore to destroy. Don't lecture me. Obi-Wan, I see through the light of the Jedi. And I'll tell you to other filters. The security to my new empire. Your new empire. Kill you, Anakin. My allegiance is for the Republic. The democracy, you're not with me, you're my enemy. You can still tell that I'll still tell them what I was. You will try, I will fail you, Anakin. Failure. I should have known the Jedi were playing to take over. Anakin, Chancellor, Palpatine is evil. I point out you, the Jedi are evil. Oh, then you were lost. And then the answer you, my master. It's over, Anakin. Got the high ground, high ground. Resonate my power. I'm trying to fall. Oh, you were the chosen one. I said that you would destroy you. I'm showing them my power to force. I'm living in darkness. I hate you. You were my brother, Anakin. I love you. What music? I think I'll be better off alone without you. I don't mind when I sleep all alone without you. Think I'll be better off alone without you. I don't mind when I sleep all alone without you. I think this is the spot to go. I think I found the other road. Talk it home. Tired of all the dark way, tired of all the darker days. Oh, those too shallow. Just my mind too shallow. Too shallow. Just a little baby, I know that you're mad at me. I think I'll be better off alone without you. I don't mind when I sleep all alone without you. Think I'll be better off alone without you. I don't mind when I sleep all alone without you. And this feeling lasts forever. I guess it's never be together. You're colder than I can remember, but the ice is melting quickly. I still wishing you were with me. Big shots in the sauce like ramen juice. I think I'll be better off alone without you. I don't mind when I sleep all alone without you. I think I'll be better off alone without you. Das war richtig, 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 richtig. Citron. That's a nice seafoam.
Max, I'm big hair guy. Fresh up, Paris. This refreshing. It's a complicated thing to make. Yeah, so far, this tea makes us grow. So there was a 7.5 out of 10. I really want to do it tonight, but I don't stop. We got raspberry croissants. Wow, we got some.
Whoa. I feel like never be together, be together.
Sacrifices his hands through some Japan's Paris product because this mixture is actually alive. Even when the last few years ago, died in Japan, still properly follows visual technique. This mixture contains microorganisms, which he compares to having kids, because they have to be carefully looked after and even fed every few days. What's even crazier is you can actually learn from it firsthand. After designing a custom pattern, they'll teach you the history of the proper dyeing techniques to create a soul or tapestry that you get to take home. Shimoda-san teaches these experiences because traditional indigo dyeing has existed since the 7th century, but it's fading fast. A lot of new dyers cutting corn and preserve it. He wants you to understand everything that goes into this craft. He's the producer of Japan's most sought after item, including his hospitality to his passion for what he does.
I don't really love I see your face. No, baby. I'm on the same place. It's obvious how you carry it away. How does it feel? I don't know. I know you don't know. I should know by now. 3 a.m. and I'm on the floor. A bit of a game that I'm all alone. You try to try to change, but it's always then the same. I'm tired of falling out of love. I'm tired of the rise and fall. I reach me for some, cause I don't wanna get my hopes up. I'm tired of falling out of love. I'm tired of the rise and fall. I reach me for some, cause I don't wanna get my hopes up. Surrender every moment that I waste. I'm holding on for one more dance. They go too close to me. Wish I could forget it all. Now 3 a.m. and I'm on the floor. Good. Don't blink, it's your wink. As you can see, we left a little bit of nature corn from a lot of batteries, so we have to charge it. I don't have a lot of videos, I have 2 videos to do left today. That's pretty much it. So, you know me, 2 videos could be an hour, 2 videos could be 50 minutes. It's never precise, but always love that you can do those. So, enjoy the nature corn, I guess. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Tired of falling out of love. Tired of the rise and fall. Reach me for so. Because I don't want to get my hopes up. Yummy. Yummy. Okay, so. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. Continuing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on the 16th May 2025. And what you're saying, dude, you were supposed to make videos at the sunset. Well, guess what, dude? Didn't have enough batteries. We're still at 20% because this mofo had to charge. So we'll see how much we can do. We have 2 videos left to do. So let's see how it goes. Should be super simple. The first video that I wanted to do was the behind the scene of the sport with Jake Paul. We just watched that. So this morning we watched Liver King. We just watched Jake Paul. Because again, am I a fan of Jake Paul? No. But he did bring a lot to the sport, and I just find those documentary fascinating because I'm not a sports guy. I'm a show business kind of guy. I'm this the spectacle kind of guy. And for some reason, this is exactly what I talk about in the documentary. So Jake Paul is a showman, and that's kind of what I liked about the documentary. Now, sadly, I can call myself, very sadly, trust me, it isn't in my CV or my resume. It isn't on my Tinder account. It is on my LinkedIn. I don't know why, but I'm kind of a Jake Pauler. Now, if I ever enjoyed Teep 10, no, I was too old. If I ever watched some Jake Paul content, no, I was too old. However, I will say this. I know a shit ton on Jake Paul. I know from the Shane Dawson documentary of a sociopath that aged beautifully with Shane being cancelled. We saw that. We saw a lot of Jake Paul documentary. We watched the Paul family. Actually, we watched a lot of shit from Jake Paul. And again, I have to say the guy. Do I like him? I think he plays a character that sometimes I think it's hard to understand who he is when he's not playing a character, but I do like him. He's a hard worker, he works hard, gorgeous girlfriend that has to see something in him. And yeah, he saved the sport. So this was a documentary on his boxing career. Now, I had this problem. We did watch Liver King today, so I was able to compare. They're both YouTuber. Liver King, I don't know if I can call him a YouTuber because I think he's more live on Instagram, so he's an Instagram or a TikTok or TikToker. They spent a large portion of the. So what I did like was Liver King was an hour 20. Jake Paul was an hour 20. Jake Paul, there was a lot more to say than Liver King, which is crazy. Trust me, but I know. So with Jake Paul, they spend a lot of time with it's odd. They spend a lot of time with the beginning of the career, which I understand. We want to create who is Jake Paul. We want to make people sure that people understand who is this kid that we're talking about. So from the race to fame and his problem. Right away, I'm having a problem because we're seeing Logan a lot, and it's not because I don't like Logan. He's his brother. I understand that, but we basically haven't heard his mom once in the whole documentary. We basically hear his dad a couple of times because his dad was accused of abusing him as a kid, physically, not sexually. So you hear that there's drama about the dad and they don't talk. That's the only time that we're talking. We hear the dad talking. I think the mom says one thing when he loses his fight. She's like, "Hey, don't worry." And you're hearing Logan, and I understand that you're his older brother. I know that. The parents, they're important too. They're really important too. And then with Logan, it was a self-promotion. And what I really disliked about the apparition of Logan was you had a promotion for Prime, you had a promotion for Impulsive. Jake Paul is sponsored by Celsius. And even in his Netflix documentary, he didn't even put Celsius bar once. So your brother, who is the main star of the show, was diligent enough to not put personal interest there, but you weren't able to. So the first part of the show is the YouTube thing, YouTube drama, how he became one of the most hated, and then how Logan filmed the Japanese forest, Suicide Forest, Akiri. Jake Paul lost a lot, so he lost a lot of his sponsorship. Then he was looking for an outlet, so he started boxing because KSI. So the real reason Jake Paul started, that's what they don't say. They said he was looking for an outlet. The real reason was because Logan Paul did something really fucked up, and then him and Jake Paul lost a lot of viewer, a lot of money. So then they became kind of irrelevant. So then KSI, who was a bad guy, who called them bad guys, did a fight, and KSI had a younger brother, which is Deji. It was Logan Paul versus KSI, and Deji, which is the younger brother of KSI, was the younger brother of Logan Paul, which is Jake Paul. And then we started fighting, and then we had the fight. What I really loved, I loved the documentary. It was really well made. So what I really enjoyed about the documentary was, again, the YouTube part. I love YouTube, but I was watching a sport documentary, so I'm not gonna be watching a vegan documentary promoting bacon. And I mean, even though I love bacon, right? I can watch a vegan, and this is a perfect example. I can watch a vegan documentary without wanting to be vegan, without giving a fuck about being vegan. I don't need to be put in with meat, you know? So, the fact that they talk about the sports, this boxing sport, how it's dying, they really put in the effort to showcase the boxing. A lot of footage from Don King. Don King, if you don't know, he's the father of promoters. So before we had boxers, and those boxers, before that, even athletes, even French Canadian hockey player, French Canadian, they were working jobs. It wasn't a job to be an athlete. So people like Don King really put people on the map. They were doing promotion. And yes, Don King was later found out to be like a crook because he put in a lot of the money he stole from a lot of his fighter, but it is for the sport that was amazing. We see the rivalry between Dana White, and just like Logan Paul, the rivalry between Dana White is amazing. But it does feel like if it wasn't there's nothing else to talk about. Jake Paul isn't interesting on his own, so you need to have Logan Paul and Dana White. No, Jake Paul is interesting. You just have to give the guy a chance. Seeing the fight, seeing the adversary, seeing the promotion, seeing at the end the Tommy Fury, the Fury family, how nice that was. And again, it's so cool because that they don't do parallel. I'll do it for you. The beginning of the Jake Paul career was brother fights, and then the other documentary is a brother fight, the Tyson and Tommy Tyson, Tyson Fury versus and Tommy Fury, Tyson and Tommy Fury and Jake and Logan Paul. So two brothers fighting, which I absolutely love. Now you didn't see Tyson fighting against Logan, you would have destroyed Logan, but still, we see all the sporting events. What I really enjoy is they talk about. See, I was complaining about the YouTube, and I really did like the YouTube getting into the sport of boxing because they save the sport. But not about that. Is we're seeing somebody called Amari. Amari, I love him. He's very hated in the sports fight industry because he's asking questions. He is kind of like he's the asshole in the press conference. So he asks the question that everyone wants to ask, but nobody has the balls to ask. So he's very hated. However, there's a lot of fighters that like him because he has the guts to say something. For example, there's a lot of footage between him and Rampage Jackson, and Rampage Jackson's like, tell me to my face, and then Amari's like, well, I'm not gonna tell you to your face, but still, it's just a good show. I just love it. That being said, it's tough. It's really tough. Fuck. It was a good documentary. The fact that they were able to say, okay, well, YouTuber didn't belong there. The old guard. We're talking about the old guard. We're talking about also the heel. Now, technically speaking, the heel self-ticket. The heel is more for wrestling than boxing. So the heel is the villain, how it played in characters. Talk about the relationship between Nisa, which is the manager of Jake Paul, and Jake Paul himself, which was really cool. Talk about his hatred for YouTube and the number, and how boxing was more so his style. When it comes to substance, when it came to sport, it was really interesting. When it came to personal life, a little bit less. Simply the fact that we had every single fight till Tommy Fury. Simply the fact that we had every single promotion till Tommy Fury. Simply because we had so many people. And again, Jake Paul is hated, and they had that into the documentary. They had people doubting him, and people doubting him, and people doubting him. And it felt like, again, we're trying to make a villain, right? So I would have loved to have a problem trying to be understood, not a villain. But at the end, I got my boy, fucking Mike Tyson, of all people. And Mike Tyson, possibly, not the most vocal person, he's very reserved, but he actually saved the documentary at the end. He's like, Jake Paul's not a villain. And everybody till this point called him a villain. He's like, anti-hero. And Tyson was like, I like the kid. And then the reporter was like, do you see yourself in Jake Paul? And Mike was like, yeah, a lot. So Jake was the guy that kind of, without saying it, made us understood Jake Paul. Not as a problem child, not as a heel, not as a character, not as a villain, but as a human being, also a flawed human being, you know. Also, the whole documentary is about his win. Yeah, 6 wins, and then he fight, and he lost the last one. I know it sucks to lose a fight, but I think it's a perfect way to end the documentary, because you had the rise to fame, and now you have the beatdown, and then you have the hero coming back up, so the revenge, and the rebirth, and the phoenix, right? So, the documentary in itself was really nice. I actually loved it. It was entertaining. I watched it at 1 time the speed. Wasn't bored once. Usually watch 1.5 times the speed. So that was definitely something. Super enjoyable. Once again, recommend watching. It's an old thing. But I never watched it before. So for me, it's new. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your Wayne. Welcome to the Show. Guys, we're having a wonderful day on the 16th May 2025. We have 32 minutes of, no, 41 minutes, sorry, I don't have my glasses, of storage left. And we have one video for the day, so let's get into it. And it is, how do I feel? So, lately, a lot of video has been about mental health. Mental health is taking this huge place in my life because, again, we're struggling with mental health. And now, it's been 3 days in a row where we're making a lot of content. And it's nuts because it's been 3 days in a row where we're making content. It's been 3 days in a row where we actually go out of the house on our scooter and just do night stroll. It's been 3 days where I'm actually filming a decent amount of content from the gaming, from the normal, right? And how do I feel about making content? So, again, part of the depression was going silent, not answering comments, not posting as much, not going live. It was going silent because, yeah, this is the worst thing to say, but this is control. This is control. I can control comments. I can control making videos. I can control my life, right? So yeah, we were able to get control, and being in control made me feel safe. It made me feel secure. It made me feel comfortable, right? So it was really, really, really worth it when it came to the content. Even posting content, we were posting a lot of the older content on the GoPro. A lot of it was posted, and a lot of it meant something in one way, it meant nothing in the other. So why am I saying that it meant something? It meant something in the fact that we're still posting content. Why is it so? Again, I've been doing content for 4 years. I'm still very new. I'm still very inexperienced. I didn't think about posting content from the summer, how it feel. And if I'm being completely honest, it does feel very, very odd. It feels very odd to be posting content from the summer because when I film, it is new content, but it doesn't feel like new content. And I fight with people. I fight with myself saying, no, you know what? It's new content. It's never been posted. I filmed it months ago, but it's right. They're right. It doesn't feel like new content. It's very weird, but it's also this detachment. People don't like the video that I filmed 5 months ago. Okay, well, it was 5 months ago. Like, get over it. I know I posted it today, but still. So it's for the first time in a long time. I'm talking about 2 or 3. Well, since we were live on TikTok, which was March and April. So it's been a month, which is not a lot, but when it's been a single month, which is crazy because this is the only thing I do with my days. So it feels like a lot more when it's a lot less, just because again, that's what we do. You know, it's like taking a month off work. It feels like a long ass time. So how do I feel about making content? It's basically a dilemma. So in the positive, I'm extremely happy that we're making content because this is a way of testing yourself. So how do you do it? We're still making a lot of content. We're still making too much content for some people. I personally do not give a shit. By the way, I have 11% that I don't have enough time to post on TikTok as we talk. Fuck it. Because I'm not in a hurry per se, but I'm not. I don't have the most time, if it makes sense. Fuck it. Stop asking questions and just do it. That's how you live life. Asking question doesn't serve purpose. Asking question gives answer. But this answer might not be an answer that you need, an answer that you want. So in a positive position, talk about this too. I was talking about how I test myself. I want to reiterate what it means to be testing yourself. But I also think that it's quite important. So for me, testing yourself is, for example, I had this, we're going through depression a little bit. I'm feeling much better though. Much better. So I'm not cured, but I'm not as sick. You see, it's not working. Okay, let's go. Fuck, that's hard. So when I'm social, when I'm on live on TikTok, right? I like to talk to people, and this is me testing my social battery. So me testing my social battery equates to, okay, well, you know what? I had X conversation, I was talking to this person. I felt good, I felt bad, I felt overwhelmed, I felt in control. I don't always need to be in control, but we're already going through shit. So if I can't add to the weight, because every single time that I'm adding to the burden is a better word. Every time I'm adding to the burden, we're taking a step back, we're going backward in our healing process, which is important, right? So yeah, so we're testing myself we're talking to people. Making content is also a test. How much energy do I have today? See, and that's a crazy thing, right? You have energy for different things. So for example, right, you can, and that's so stupid, but you can be on a bicycle, like a stationary bicycle for hours and hours, and just work out, and you're not gonna get tired, right? You can walk and then get tired. So what's the difference there? Well, you put more effort, mentally speaking, and you're more invested in walking. When you're bicycle, you're sitting down, you're just chilling, you're watching a movie, right? So the difference is how involved you are. With the content, I can be filming a game, and I'm not saying that filming a game or streaming is easier. I'm saying that it's different though. There's a lot less effort when it comes to the game. Like I said, when it comes to the game can carry me. Like for example, right now we're posting about Elden Ring. Elden Ring, if all else fell, will carry me. I can have a whole playthrough of 100 hours on Elden Ring, not say a single word, and still be entertaining. I couldn't do a video of 10 hours, or I can do a video of 10 minutes without saying a single thing because people would get bored, right? That's how it works. Like, I think. I'm not sure, I think. So making a video like that is a better test of energy. Now, the craziest thing is we've been talking true. We've been talking for hours. We've been reading the text or the speech of Arknight of G Journal, which is about 2 or 3 hours a day. But again, you're reading something versus having a conversation. Now, technically speaking, we're not having a conversation, but I feel like I convince myself that it is a conversation. So it is stuff. So me being back to making that much content is a great news because the more content that I make, the better it is. The more energy that I have, the better I'm feeling. Because then again, if you can't really control how you feel. You can control how much energy you have, and the more energy you have, it's a good sign that you're healing. Today I have a lot of energy. I feel a little bit better. I feel more productive, which is a great thing. Positive emotion, positive result, positive following. I made some content today. I don't care how much I get on those videos. It still beats not doing anything, right? So making video is a blessing. I'm like, dude, you're working. Also, making video is my passion, my dream, right? So the more I do it, the more I'm doing what I want to do. And the more I'm doing what I want to do, the more I'm falling back in love with making content. I didn't fall out of love with making content. I fell out of love because I wasn't making it. It's like this girlfriend that you have and you're seeing her every single day. And then she becomes long distance. You're like, dude, I miss her. And then you go to a bar, right? And you take one beer too much. And you get drunk and you start flirting. And the girl's not even your type, but you want to flirt, you want to feel desired, you know? So making content is a great thing because you're getting back to the relationship, you're getting back to seeing that relationship every single day. It's becoming once again what you breathe, what you drink, what you eat, what you sleep, what you dream about. When you wake up, that's the first thing you think about, right? Going out, landscape, carrying this conversation. We went out yesterday. The sunrise was beautiful. I didn't need to talk. It was a beautiful spectacle. I was still out there working. Understand? So the more content we make, the better we feel, and the better we feel is a question of day by day. If I can have 1 week with 4 days that were fantastic, that's better than a week with 2 days that was fantastic. 2 days was fantastic. Maybe next week I'm gonna have the full week fantastic. Maybe I'm gonna have 3 days fantastic. But it's still 3 days versus not taking a chance, not taking a risk to put yourself in a position where you might end up being happy. Now we're at 5% batteries. I have to hurry up. The negative. There's always gonna be this fear of, dude, you're diving in the water and you don't have your floater. You know how to swim, but if you get tired or if you're cramped, you can drown. You're diving in a pool of water, but you don't know if there's a stair for you to get out of the water. Are you stuck in the water? Are you gonna be drowning? There's always this fear of that because again, this is something that we had before. We overwork ourselves, we burn out ourselves before. Again, the worse I feel, the less energy that I feel, that I have, the less energy that I have, the more I push myself, the more I am at risk of doing a burnout, which is the enemy number 1. So there is a fear there, and fear leads to doubt, and doubt leads to a lot, to insecurities, to everything. So there is a fear for sure. But it does feel good to be restarting to make content. And then the craziest thing with making content is if tomorrow I don't feel good, if tomorrow I don't feel like making videos, I can shit up today. I don't need to be doing that many videos every single day. I don't need to be diving in every single day. I dive in last week with some videos. I'm still posting them. It went well. That's all you need. That's all you'll ever need. So making content rocks. Making this much content rocks. Making this much content and still feeling in control. Making that much content and still feeling comfortable with how much content or how much effort we're putting in. Going to sleep super early because we're tired. But going to sleep, being okay with going to sleep, you know why? Because you worked that day. You did work. Doesn't matter how much you did or how much you didn't do. You worked. That's a blessing. So yeah, super happy that we're making content. Like I said yesterday about the TikTok life, I don't know how much days I can do making content, but let's take it day by day. This is a good day. Yesterday was a good day. The day before yesterday was a good day. We made content 3 days in a row, which is a proof that we had a good day. Tomorrow doesn't have to be a good day, but if it is, it's 4 days in a row. For tomorrow, it's a pretty good fucking results. It's pretty hopeful. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. 3% battery. Sweet. Did it. Hell yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay. Kill me, Anakin. My allegiance is to the